Bala, the San Antonio Spurs open up the 25-26 season tonight in Dallas, taking on the Cooper Flagg-led Mavericks. In the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys are involved in multiple trade rumblings. According to Trey Wingo, edge rusher Max Crosby with the Raiders is a possibility. Tom Pelissero stated the Raiders met with their star pass rusher yesterday to inform him they weren't shopping him and won't part ways. Trade deadline is November the 4th. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing? It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm AJ. Look who's here with me, Mr. Rob Thompson. Good morning, Robert.
You have not bled today. You have not tried. You are not all in.
Well,
if you're not bleeding, you're not trying, AJ. I sacrificed my body for this show.
It's a low-effort day for me, then, if that's the case. If them's the rules we're playing by. You
I've
can't
already
question anyone's effort, Vic. You were gone yesterday.
No kidding.
What the hell's that about? Oh, I just can't show up to work today. And apparently,
I'm lazy.
apparently our YouTube or our Apple podcast feed with.
Our Kevin Von Erich interview went silent yesterday.
Oh no!
What?
Yeah,
We had some technical issues.
not on the air, not on the radio, but
like I learned from my buddies that over at USA, when you have a problem, you have an issue, there are normally three culprits. One of the three: people, process, or technology.
could it be all of the three?
Well, it's always it can be. What I'm saying is but always it breaks down into one of these three categories.
Yes.
In this instance, it worked out to just one of the three.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see
One
what
of the P's.
we'll see what
I think we'll get it fixed.
We'll work on it. Yeah. We'll work on that. Happy Hump Day. Hump Day. That's right, baby. We made it. We're halfway there, living on a prayer, like my friend John. And
Hump Day.
Look at that. We had NBA last night. Oh,
We had
yes.
NBA and a half. We got an extra quarter.
And we've got a loaded NBA slate tonight, including
It's a game day balla.
the one-day future world champion San Antonio
Oh, I
Spurs.
thought you were going to say Mavericks. I'm glad you said us.
No, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh. Just
But I mean, hey, one day, one of these, I guess one of them's going to win. What we've got is two of the brightest young stars the NBA has to offer up, and they'll be going head to head tonight here. Well, not here, I guess, here in Texas, but they'll be in Dallas. Spurs and the Mavericks get it kicked off tonight.
it's not going to be easy.
No.
I mean, without De'Aaron Fox, I think
No.
we're
Yeah,
still rounding into form.
I think so too. And you saw, last night, no
You don't got a point guard, you lose basketball games. That's just how it goes.
Yeah. To be fair, the Thunder were without their point guard as well.
They have the point guard from last year.
Their projected starting point guard.
I mean, they still have Shea. And if you have to fall back on the MVP to be your point guard,
There's worse
it could be
things.
worse. It was amazing to watch him kind of guide that team to a title, and then to last night just to pick it up because he guided that team to a win. He just picked it up in the fourth and decided, well, let's just go win this thing. And Houston gave them every opportunity because they could not maintain pace. They could not control the ball. Shots were taken inappropriately. It was just their best player, their best passer is their big man. And it's going to be very difficult for them to win.
Yeah. Well, it'll also be difficult to win if you go like.
I shouldn't say that. They're going to
win plenty.
No,
yeah.
they're going to win a lot of basketball games just with the talent. But when I'm talking, when you play a team like that, when you're playing title-worthy teams, and you can't control pace and you can't control clock management, you're going to lose games. That's just.
Yeah, I don't know that we could have asked for a better start to the NBA season.
It was pretty played. It wasn't well. I mean, it wasn't well executed, but it was. Boy, they turned it up. They hit the ground running, man. That was playoff effort.
Fourth quarter Shea and on, fourth quarter into overtime, you go, yep, that's why he was the MVP. The Thunder, really both teams just shot so poorly. The Thunder just shot a lot more, which was one of the things I liked about the Thunder before, or at least last season, was they didn't feel like they had to be a three-point shooting team to win. And then last night they just kept chucking. And
it's one of those things. You have to hit them, or you better dominate the boards, and they did. You know, they got a lot of rebounds, and it helped them stay close enough to when it mattered.
They got out rebounded like 52-38. Like they didn't rebound enough.
Yeah. Well, no, what I'm saying, when it mattered, things got a little sketchy. Sengun was a one-man rebound. Yeah. I mean, he was alone, and that's going to be kind of how it is on that side. OKC, on the other hand, Chet was a revved up engine, man. He was a difference maker. He really made it so difficult for the front line other than Sengun. Sengun had his own night, but and he fouled Chet out. But other than Sengun, they did a pretty good job on the other dudes for most of the game.
Yeah, Kevin Durant had a good game.
Say most of the game. From the middle of the fourth till the end of the game is when the tide changed, and it was when Chet fouled out.
Yeah,
it was.
It was a listen. It was a good effort from several Rockets. KD had a solid game.
Yeah,
Amin had a solid game. Jabari Smith had a solid game. The problem was, and this is where the game was won for the Thunder. The Rockets turned it over double.
Well, they don't have a point guard. See, they don't control pace. They can get a bucket. I mean, when you got Kevin Durant, everybody just kind of 4 down and let him go get it. But when Reed Shepherd is a professional victim, the moment he set foot on the court, whoever had the ball, whoever he had, attacked the rim and got there with ease.
And also 3 of 11 for the field from him.
Oh,
he just had a rough.
He's not the answer, man.
Well,
he's so far away from being a fix.
And you saw Amin Thompson in street clothes by the end of that game with some sort of.
He was limping.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. I guess we won't know for a little while, but not a good sign either. It's going to be a work in progress to figure out how. Like I saw something about this, the first lineup in NBA history where all 5 starters were 6'7" or taller.
In history. We talked about this yesterday, that they were going to be able to do this.
They're huge.
I'm going to just tell you now, they will not be successful until they get a point guard.
I don't disagree.
Although
last night, listen, if you say we went on the road and we lost to the NBA champs by 1 in double OT,
but when they look
pretty damn good effort.
Well, when they look at why they lost, they're going to go, this isn't fixable.
Yeah,
we don't have enough dudes to fix this problem.
Yeah, you cannot. In fact, on my underdog last night, I had Shea on his points, rebounds, assists higher, which it took until overtime to get there. I had Amin Thompson higher on turnovers, just because I figured he was going to be the guy who they kind of threw it into his hands. That was easy. And then Chet higher than 7.5 rebounds. He fouled out with 7. And that was
overtime got me Durant's points. He had to have. I needed him to get 22.
Yeah.
And I needed overtime to get there.
You know what's fun? That was on. I had another lineup where I had lower than 23.5 on KD.
We both hit.
We both hit. Yeah. We were noticing our 2 apps had different numbers.
I was sweating it, but Shea hit 2 threes. That's all I ask. I'm not looking for production. I don't care about volume. Take 10 of them, but hit 2 of them, please. Yeah. He. That's the great thing about Prize Picks is
1
you get
out
the
of
flex.
9.
You get the flex. So he was my lone disappointment last night. Oh, and Luka decided to play around and get a triple-double nearly.
Yeah, good game for him.
Did he get a triple-double? I fell asleep. He was well on his way. By halftime, he had at least – I had him under 8 assists, and he had 4 in the first quarter. So I'm pretty sure he busted that.
Yeah, Luka finished with 43 points.
Yeah, that was about right.
12 boards, 9 assists.
He already busted that. The offensive strategy, and I'm just gonna can we send a little memo to Coach Reddick?
Mm-hmm.
Let him shoot every time down the floor.
Seems like the best strategy.
Just give him the ball and just watch and let him go get 100. I think it's possible Luka could get 100 this year. I'm not kidding. I would. Why would I not use him over everybody else?
No, I get
every play.
I'll say this: last night, seeing I I always make fun of the Lakers when they say Austin Reeves is untouchable. Like, Austin Reeves looked pretty good last night. I'm like, okay, yeah, I see why they like the guy.
Man, I always get in trouble for this term, so I got to come up with another one. He's the tallest tree in a young forest.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, when you got nothing else.
Yeah.
But it literally, I don't know why, and I'm not joking here. 80% of the time, if I'm the Lakers, I give the ball to Luka, let him bring it up, set picks on both sides, and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, what else? Hachimura hitting these fadeaway threes. That's no way to go through life. It was pretty impressive. He had a nice little run there, but that's an under-talented basketball team.
Yeah. No, it really is. I mean, outside of one dude, yeah. And I saw a theme last night. We saw 3 of the 4 teams shoot below 30% from 3, but everybody's going to keep shooting. And, you know, the one team that actually ended up getting some separation and looking like, oh, that was a legit win. They shot 42% from 3. There's a big difference there.
Yeah,
man.
that helps.
And the Warriors, who you can pretty much count on to hit their shots, everybody else just kept on trying.
I'll tell you, Jimmy Butler was impressive last night.
He was.
Very aggressive. I like that. That's the Jimmy Butler that's going to help Golden State get to the playoffs.
Yeah,
but they have to have him to do it.
They had a couple guys, and I thought Buddy Hield in the second half. But I'm not a big Buddy Hield guy, but he played really well in the second half.
Collapse on defense anyway.
And that was without one of their, I think one of their better young players in Trace Jackson Davis didn't play last night. I think the Warriors are just like we talked about yesterday. The Warriors and the Lakers. I think the Warriors are just a better team than the Lakers. Period.
They are.
I don't think there's any asterisk by it. It's like
they're more talented.
If they had LeBron, I still think the Warriors are better.
No, they're more talented. Kuminga is just a bouncy player. You know, you don't know what you're going to get in every possession, but sum total, you know, he's pretty much going to be a plus. Steph, ridiculous. Jimmy played really well.
Like Buddy Hield and Al Horford would be starting for the Lakers. Those are bench guys.
Notice Draymond Green's gait. He is now running and playing like an old man.
Yeah.
He now has an old man run in his old man game. He gives you about 3 steps, and if he can't get anything done in 3 steps, either offensively or defensively, it's over. You know what I mean? You get 3-step quickness from him now, and he was effective for a minute.
Yeah, as I was watching last night, I was like, Gabe Vincent is in their starting lineup.
He is tonight.
And that's all you need to know about where the Lakers are sitting right now. Gabe Vincent started for the L.A. Lakers last night.
I love Gabe's, when he was in high school, his mixtape, his Ball is Life video was one of the best ever.
Well,
a highlight back in high school.
I guess that's.
It was cool to see him roll out. You go, oh, there you are.
There you are.
You played your way to the Lakers. Wow.
Yeah, starting for the Lakers.
Thought? Beat out LeBron. LeBron's sitting there watching you.
That guy was like, man, I'm going to be able to tell my grandkids one day I started for the LA Lakers. Now, I sucked. I didn't do anything worth a damn. I was a detriment to my team, but I was there.
He's bounced around, too.
Has he? I know he's with the Heat for a while. I don't know where he's been. But
lack of effort.
But when it was showing the starting lineup, I was like, what? That's what they're doing?
I'm always astounded. And Podzinski, he's a legitimate player. He just doesn't look like one.
No, you're right.
Every time he's announced, like, oh, yeah, he's still around. And he hits a couple threes inevitably.
He's a lot better than he looks. But, yeah, when you think about that, Butler, Draymond, Kuminga, Steph, and Pods, and then, like I said, you've got guys like Buddy Hield and Al Horford off the bench. They didn't even have Trace Jackson Davis. Meanwhile, for the Lakers, Gabe Vincent and Jake LaRavia, or is it like
Moravia?
Yeah, these guys are getting legitimate minutes, and it's like, oh no, they're going to be bad. And this is the other thing. Dalton Connect couldn't even get on the floor.
He's kind of like Redick knows it and has accepted it, and I think Ime Udoka is going to have to accept it. That Connect is a professional victim on defense, that he can't guard anyone. He's just slow-footed. He's a great offensive weapon, but you got to only play him in situations where it's shoot first and hope I can get a timeout or get a switch on defense second.
Well, we talked about him when he got drafted last year, and we were like, oh, there's a almost an instant path for minutes to him because of how bad this Lakers the roster is. And
can't stay on the court.
They couldn't even put him on the floor last night. That's a disaster. So, yeah, Lakers are going to be an interesting thing to watch this season.
They're a fringe playoff team, and they are praying that somebody will decide that they'd like to have LeBron to close out his career. So they're hoping somebody, to sell tickets for the next year and a half or this year, whatever it might be. I'm willing to sacrifice a couple of number ones.
And unfortunately, no Bronny James last night.
No, he just couldn't make it.
We didn't see Bronny last night.
Every day is getting better, though, AJ. Every day in every way, Bronny is getting better and better.
He's on the path. You know what else is on the path? Blue Star Tequila. Oh, man, they're on the path to greatness, friends. I have been burning through my Blue Star Tequila, in fact, to the point where I got another delivery coming today. I'm not going to lie. That's how much I've been enjoying my I'm an Añejo man. And the guys over at Blue Star, they know I'm an Añejo man, so they got something coming my way. My wife likes the Blanco. She likes to use it in her margaritas. And they also have a Reposado and a honey Reposado. They're all outstanding. But let me brag about the Añejo for just a bit. Won double gold in the New York Spirits competition. Also won best in class, which means it beat every other tequila that was at the competition, including bottles that were $800, $900 bottles. And Blue Star had the least expensive bottle in the class. Didn't matter. They won the whole shebang. That's because it's additive free. There's no flavoring. There's no sweetener. There's no coloring put in this thing. It's unfiltered. And the agave, at least they say this is why it tastes so great. The agave is night harvested. I said, how could that really matter? But apparently it's better for the plants. It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting outside the brutal heat down there in Mexico, and it just makes a better tequila. I'm not questioning the science. I'm just drinking the good stuff. You can find Blue Star at Specs, Costco, Alamo City, and Total Wine. If you haven't tried it, what are you waiting for? That's Blue Star Tequila.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got some road work northeast side. 35 southbound FM 1518 on down to Evans, making your way through the Selma area. This road work is blocking multiple lanes. 35 northbound 1604 to FM 1103, 6-8-minute ride. I-10 eastbound Loop 410 to 1604, 5-6 minutes. No delays right now along 281 southbound. We're looking good from 1604 on over to Wurzbach Parkway. And on I-10 eastbound Loop 410 to 35, 5-minute ride. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Last year, we bought over 54,000 cars from your friends and neighbors at GiveMeTheVin.com. Why did they sell us their cars? It's because you're worth more, and your car's worth more. I know that, and you know that. That's why I created GiveMeTheVin.com. It's the fastest and easiest way for you to sell your car for more money when it's time to sell. I'm sitting here waiting on the other end of GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/sports. QUO.com/sports.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has all the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats right at your fingertips, get personalized parlays built just for you, and with your fantasy teams synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Pork rinds are the crunch time hero of the snack aisle. Low carb, collagen packed, and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. The porkrinds.com Instagram will make a crunch time donation with each share of the Crunch Time Hero College Football Post, with each share equaling a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping families dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Share on Instagram today and grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe pork rinds at HEB.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
I drink alone.
George Thorogood.
I don't need
Delaware Destroyers, baby. You ever a fan of these guys?
Bad to the Bone is kind of like the...
Yeah.
Let me tell you, there was a moment where George loved him some San Antonio. Oh, he would come and bands like Pat Travers would open for him. Mahogany Rush would open for him.
Mahogany Rush.
Frank Marino and the Mahogany Rush. That's some old metal back then.
I don't want no coffee or tea. Yeah, my good buddy Weiser.
It's hard to rhyme, man.
I know.
That's actually, you should get an award for that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, came up with Buddy Weiser.
Not too bad, my buddy Weiser.
My dear old
That's
granddad.
pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good song.
That's pretty good, man. KD last night said he put it on himself. He said that loss was on me last night. He said I missed some free throws. I fouled somebody at the end. I think those
Both
two.
those.
He says I fouled somebody, not I fouled the MVP of the league.
Who's mastered the ability to pick up fouls from anybody.
Which, by the way, oh my God, he was killing me last night. Like I said, I guess I was telling you off the air. I don't usually bet NBA, but I had a money line play on the Thunder last night. I wanted to have some action, and the number felt a little bit big, but I just figured the Thunder would win their opening night, like the banner night. So I bet, minus 240 money line. And, of course, I was sweating it the whole time. And, dude, Shea, who's like a 91% free throw shooter.
Yeah.
Missed like 4 of them last night. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Well, and then
I thought he was point shaving.
Then Durant got the curse of death, shooting 89%. Like, why now do you bring that up?
Yep.
And I was desperate for 21 at that moment. I was looking for 22 from Durant, and he misses a free throw to close the game. What are you doing, man?
It was perfect for me. Like I said, it hit right between our two numbers. You had higher than 21.5. I had lower than 23.5.
Jackpot. Well,
boom.
Until Luka decided to be a giving basketball player. Come on, man. Shoot it.
Yeah. The other thing that didn't it ended up not costing him, and only because they didn't grant the timeout, was KD tried to call timeout at the end of regulation when he got a rebound, and they didn't have any timeouts left. Had they granted the timeout, it would have been a technical foul, and the game would have been over right then, because Shea would have had 2 chances to hit 1 free throw with no time left on the clock.
And you'd assume.
But he did not, he was saying timeout, and he was signaling timeout.
No, he was clapping.
And you saw Şengün try and take his hands apart. He was like, no.
I was clapping.
But
Kirby taught me how to clap.
If you don't, if the tight end or if the timeout's not granted or seen by the officials, then there's no technical foul to be had. Much to the chagrin of the OKC fan base and the coaches who were out on the floor. Everybody was peeved about this. He says, Shea said he called timeout 3 times, verbally and physically with his hands. That was Shea. He said, I think the refs just missed it, but that's life. You make mistakes in life and you move on. Nothing too crazy. They didn't do it on purpose or anything. It's just life. I don't know how, with KD, I would say he probably, he's saying the loss is on him. I think for the most part, good game 1 with the team. You can see how you can see some things. They just need someone to facilitate all this stuff.
That's it.
Şengün is so good, and KD obviously is an offensive force, and I think Amin Thompson's great too. I just think right now he's being cast in a spot that is not to his strength. They've got so much potential. They just need someone to be the organizer of it all.
The problem with Amin Thompson is Kevin Durant's going to stunt his growth. And Amin is now put in a situation where coming into before the Durant, he was a budding superstar on both sides of the court. He was going to be big as an ox, can attack the rim, can defend 5 positions, and has the shoulder width to demand space in the paint and can dribble by you. Now that Durant's there, that part of his game is going to be lessened, and he's going to have to do a lot of garbage work. He's going to have to do some rebounding work. He's going to have to defend the best player in the night and not get the ball a whole lot. And I can tell that he's a little confused by that. It's going to be tough on him early. And you're right. And to get this easier for him, they've got to get somebody who can just control the pace and run the game. They don't have to be great, because Kevin Durant can take the ball and bring it up and initiate an offense. He can. So can Amin Thompson. But it's not their strength, and you won't win big games without your best players doing their best things. And I think that they've got till February to figure out something either in-house, or they're going to have to make a move. They're just going to have to, because you're all in with Durant. You got 2 years. You've decided this is it for the next 2 years, and we're going to keep our good dudes. You let the other ones kind of chafe away. Here we go. And it was a good start. You're right, considering where they were, playing the world champs on the road. But you can tell when they lose, I know how they're going to lose.
Yeah. And this may be this might come off as a little hot takey and a little in the moment. I think Şengün is the best player on the Rockets at this point.
He is certainly the most well-rounded. And the thing is, he's going to get better once he doesn't have all this responsibility. I don't want Şengün to have 10 assists.
No.
You know what I
don't
mean?
either.
I don't want him to do that. Even though he's got 35 in the process, I'd much rather him have 45.
Yeah.
And the reason being, it's not so much about the points, it's about the fouls. It's about you just decimating a front line, both offensively, and you're just getting your best guys off the court. They just can't defend you. I don't want him to be the hub. He's a much better player than that offensively than for me to rely on his passing ability.
But killed it at the free throw line. He was 5 of 8 from 3.
Looked like Dirk.
Yeah, he looked incredible. He is just a great all-around player and played solid defense
Think
all
of
the time.
the dollar value they're getting from him. He's cheap.
Oh, yeah.
And that's with a new deal. He's cheap.
Yeah, that is he's a good player. He is very, very good. Either way, not enough to get themselves a win. And at the end of the day,
hard fought. You take the world champs double overtime, and everybody had heavy legs. I mean, the celebration ahead of time, first game, you got the jitters. And you've just come off a month of 2-a-day practices. It's hard to – now you're going to get into the NBA rhythm where you're playing every other night, and, things will get easier. But the first week, I think, as we play our DFSs, it's pretty safe to look at the shooting percentages are going to be down and how that affects everybody, especially from distance. You don't shoot great.
And it was a physical game, too. Like, it was they were beating
it was
up on each other.
1v2. Those dudes knew who they were fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They weren't quite peeing in the corner and saying, this is who I am, but they knew who they were going against.
Chet fouls out. Hartenstein fouls out. I mean, KD obviously fouled out. Şengün almost fouled out. Steven Adams he was in foul trouble early. They were banging, no doubt.
This year, I can't wait to see when we start the season. There's always an emphasis on something. You remember a couple years ago, it was the travel when you lift your foot. The AAU call that you see everywhere. And the NBA decided we're going to enforce the hell out of this. We're and for the first month, they kept calling it until everybody was like, you're ruining the game, man. Just let them do it.
It doesn't. They wanted it like the late in the game last night when Jabari Smith, who by the way did travel, they were when they showed the replay, they were like, "There's his plant foot," and then as they said that, it slid, and I was like,
"That's travel."
Yeah, that's
right
travel. And they were like, but they just pretended like it didn't happen, and they're like, "Yeah,
we got to get out of here, man. We got flights to catch."
But everybody on the crowd saw, and everybody on the jumbotron saw it, and they're like, "Oh, that should be a travel." They ain't
due to
calling
timing, due to the lateness of the game, we're not going to pay attention to that.
They
Carry
ain't
on.
calling that. Well, the Thunder get back in action tomorrow. They go to Indiana for a finals rematch tomorrow in Indiana. The Rockets will be back in action on Friday at home against the Detroit Pistons, which should be a fun game too. Team on the rise there in Detroit. All right, we'll start looking forward to the game tonight. And, by the way, I got something to complain about already. We'll do that next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We've got some road work northeast side. 35 southbound FM 1518 on down to Evans, making your way through the Selma area. This road work is blocking multiple lanes. 35 northbound 1604 to FM 1103, 6-8-minute ride. I-10 eastbound Loop 410 to 1604, 5-6 minutes. No delays right now along 281 southbound. We're looking good from 1604 on over to Wurzbach Parkway. And on I-10 eastbound Loop 410 to 35, 5-minute ride. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find the latest fall looks, all for under $30. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at Macy'sBackstage.com.
Energy slipping away, losing your edge? Could be low testosterone. Take action. Synergenics and Low T Center offer a quick free T test. Get pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, never compounded, personalized for you. Most insurance covers it. The best you is waiting at TRTMVP.com.
At Frost, we go above and beyond with our services, like getting to know our customers by name, offering 24/7 real human phone support, and always keeping a supply of treats for our four-legged friends. You know, the little things. Like when a customer was out of town before a hurricane and their frost banker drove all the way to Corpus Christi to tie their boat down. We couldn't make that up if we tried. Frost. Exactly what you unexpected.
Another episode brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but Prize Picks, well, I'll tell you what, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season. As the basketball season begins, Prize Picks is here for you. And whether you're a football fan, a basketball fan, or any kind of sports fan, there's always the games to be played. Prize Picks is the best way to win cash if you're a Spurs fan. More than Victor all the time. Heck, it only takes about 60 seconds to make your picks, and you can turn those picks into cash. It feels so good being right. Now, I told you about Wemby. Dak's on an MVP kind of run. I like the more thans with Dax all season long. On Prize Pick, how you play is up to you. If you want flexibility, choose the Flex Pay, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. And if you want the biggest payouts, go for the Power Play, up to 2,000x. No matter your play, Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code ALAMO to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's ALAMO to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
My name is Jessica. Years ago, I was diagnosed with a thyroid condition. I slept all the time, was fatigued, had no energy, and a bad attitude. Now I've lost 50 pounds and I'm still losing. My medications have been scaled back. My emotions are stable and I have lots of energy. People at work say I'm happy, perky, and my husband says he's not walking on eggshells around me any longer. The Institute for Functional Health changed my life.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, have the Texas Longhorns disappointed? Can they get it back? Well, we'll talk to somebody that ought to know, Bob Ballou from KI Sports.
And you think about college football, who's the best? We'll talk about that with Danny Cannell at 5:15.
And RJ Ochoa to talk a little Cowboys and Max Crosby.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Ah, yes. Game day. Spurs Mavs. Someone said on the chat, AJ, you're new here, but I don't know if you know this, but Spurs fans hate the Mavericks. I am new here, but I just kind of assumed that was
They're our preferred rival.
Okay. Like the preferred
well, the Houston Rocket thing, we have it's a different kind of rivalry. The Dallas Mavericks are I trust Rocket fan. Rocket fan is Rocket fan. You know what I mean? Rocket fan has always been Rocket fan.
Yeah.
And that hasn't changed. Maverick fan comes and goes. Maverick fan has the least BMW.
Well, I say that. I broke up with the Rockets.
Well, no, you are a rare one. But I know Maverick fan that has come and gone. And Rocket fans, for the most part, are long-suffering Rocket fans.
Yeah, I don't think I'll. I don't think I'm going to come back to the Rockets. I just fell out of love with them, and I just as I was watching last night, it's so funny that when I was a kid, I loved the Rockets so much, and last night I felt nothing. It's like it's like an ex-wife. Like at one point you loved her, you thought you
felt.
You thought at one point you put a ring on her finger and thought she was the one, and now you look at her and you're just like.
I wonder how many people out there have gone through a sports divorce.
I don't know.
I don't know many people that have successfully achieved the sports divorce without moving.
I don't know many, but it happened, and I didn't know that it was even possible, but I feel it. Like I mean, to sit there and when a call went Oklahoma City's way, I didn't go, oh no, I didn't care. Like they're another passerby, or
I've had a lot of one-night stands, but I've never had a divorce. You know what I mean?
I have now.
Like I was thinking about the Mariners. They were kind of a Sancho there for a minute, but when they lost, I wasn't brokenhearted. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's the only sports divorce I've had, and I just don't have much for it. It's funny because like when I've always been an Astros fan, but I and this is embarrassing to say out loud. I liked Derek Jeter. I liked
that's fine.
Roger Clemens, Andy Pettitte.
You can be true with that.
I enjoyed the Yankees in those times, but then when those particular players were gone, I don't.
So
have
you
any
like the
love for
players
the
though. You didn't like the team. There's a big difference.
Yeah.
And I've never divorced the team on the name on the front.
See,
ever.
I do that all the time.
I've never been able. I was born into Cowboy fandom. I was born into. I achieved Aggie fandom. Not achieved. That was kind of I got
adopted,
it. And I never lost it. Spurs, of course, born into it, and never divorced.
Yeah, I am much more interested in particularly like with the Bills. It's different, but like in the NBA, I realize now I care much more about the names on the back than the front,
and that's by design, AJ. That there was a fundamental shift in how when Stern turned the corner, when he took over from O'Brien, the decision was that Magic and Larry are more important than the Lakers and the Celtics.
Yeah.
That the name on the back was far more important because the transient nature of the NBA. He saw the future where names are going to change on jerseys. So NFL has never been that. They've always been the name on the front on the front or the name on the helmet, not on the back.
The year before the Warriors won their first title with Steph and Clay and those guys, when Mark Jackson was coaching, I was like, I love this team. I would stay up late to watch the 9 p.m. West Coast tips.
Yep.
And you couldn't not enjoy watching that team.
That's one of the benefits of divorcing. I mean, yeah, I'd never, when they were getting good, keep in mind the Spurs were just, still hanging on. And it was a respected dislike. I watched them, but it was more about scouting them. I wasn't enjoying the game.
Yeah.
So I didn't look at them that way. I knew somebody was coming for us.
Yeah.
And so I didn't get to enjoy it in that way. And that's part of the problem of being married to a team like that. Because, I never enjoyed Kobe's career until it was over. Because the whole time he was playing, he was the enemy. And everything he did, I was looking at, how do we beat that?
Yeah. Jose says AJ roots whichever team is winning. That's not true.
Anybody who claims to be a Buffalo fan, you cannot.
Yeah, my team's never won.
The moment they say that, dude, you can't. Seriously?
My team has.
You just brought up the Bills.
My favorite sports franchise has never, ever, 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 ever won. And
there's a line in The Untouchables where Kevin Costner's standing on a bridge and the guy goes, he walks up to a cop walks up to him and he goes, "You carrying a gun?" It's Sean Connery. And he goes, "Yeah, I'm like, what is he? A treasury agent." And the cop and Sean Connery goes, "Okay." And then Costner goes, "You believe me?" He goes, "Well, who the hell would brag on being a treasury agent?"
It's true.
You tell me you're a treasury agent, I'm gonna believe you. Who wants to be that? So you tell me you're a Bills fan, I believe you.
Yeah,
you're not gonna lie about that.
It ain't like I got some life of luxury.
And you're
here.
all in. Like
yeah,
if you're just like, hey, you know what? I'm a Ducks fan. I'll bet you are, brother. I'll bet you are.
But with with the NBA, there is something to like. I cheer for who I like because I don't love to watch basketball, particularly if it's a brand of basketball that is not exciting to me. And the reason I divorced the Rockets is
Harden.
James Harden, when he played there, the Rockets were so dreadful to watch. Like, it brought me no joy.
That is so amazing.
Like, why would I watch something that brings me no joy? And I didn't want them to succeed playing that basketball, so I couldn't bring myself to cheer for them. So I watch the teams that I think that's fun to watch. I enjoyed watching those Warriors teams. I still kind of enjoy watching Steph, even though it's certainly not like what it was. That the early teams were like poetry in motion. That was the best basketball I've ever watched. But and I like to watch the Orlando Magic. They don't win, but I enjoy. If I see the Magic on TV, I'd rather watch that than the Rockets.
You're kind of sounding like a guy who just kind of likes to watch basketball.
That's kind of it. I'm a very.
That's the best thing to be.
The NBA, I am the most casual fan, and I can tell you now, I will watch more Spurs games than any other team this year because that's part of my job. Also, I do have like a feeling of connection. Like I want San Antonio to win. Like I live here now. I want them to do well. But after that, I mean. You could. I don't know that I can name who I'll watch the next most. It'll probably be the Thunder because they'll be widely available to me. But I don't. It's not like I
could you
go
sit
out
on
of my
a Saturday
way.
afternoon, in early March.
Okay.
Oh, let's go even earlier than that. Let's say middle of the conference, middle of February.
Okay.
And there's nothing else going on. It's a frozen day. And let's say you had your choice between a full day of college basketball, like a typical game day Saturday college football day, or a full day of baseball, but not your favorite teams, just a day of games. What would you say?
Baseball.
You choose baseball.
Yeah.
Because you can have it on in the background, leave and come back, and still have a sense of place and of moment of importance because you know the game.
Yeah.
For me, basketball, I can have it on all day, and I don't even have to be paying attention to it. I can just turn and look at it and know I know the trends. I know what's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you're closer to the basketball than you think you are.
Well, I bet so much college basketball that college basketball feels like work to me.
The vested
and
interest.
So I don't have much joy in it.
I don't bet that because of that very reason.
Yeah. All right, let's hit a break. We'll wrap things up the first hour of the show. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Hornitos Tequila and America's team have one major thing in common. Everyone can enjoy them. They weren't made just to have a few fans, but to gather people who love high-quality, real Texas football and premium fresh-pressed agave tequila. It's for all our fans. Whether you live in Texas or not, or sip your Hornitos in a Paloma or straight, it's 100% agave tequila for 100% of Dallas Cowboys fans. Hornitos, the tequila de todos. Drink smart. Hornitos Tequila, 40% alcohol by volume. 2025 Salsa Tequila Import Company, Chicago, Illinois.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Arasti, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, October 25th. Take action right in your own home by cleaning out your medicine cabinet of unneeded medications. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back. Find a collection site near you at DEATakeback.com. Do your part to lower overdose deaths and prevent prescription drug misuse before it starts. That's DEATakeback.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/sports. QUO.com/sports.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust. Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free.
Endurance has paid hundreds of millions in claims. Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-690-8974. That's 800-690-8974. 800-690-8974.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Been in a car wreck? Not sure what happens next? Thomas J. Henry knows, because Thomas J. Henry is one of the largest personal injury law firms in Texas. You deserve to get compensated for your injuries. You deserve a law firm that can take your case all the way to trial. You deserve justice. So don't settle for less than you deserve. Get Thomas J. Henry on your side. Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with a Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Hey, good morning, everybody. This might be right. Jay Thomas says, AJ, you're a red zone basketball watcher. Yeah, that might be the way I would consider it.
I wonder if they could come up with a way to do that, I would be so in. But basketball is basically red zone anyway.
Yeah,
24 seconds.
I'm not a big red zone NFL watcher.
So
even. I need to feel the flow of the game.
Who said this? Is that
Jay
denigrating
Thomas.
to say I'm a red zone football watcher? Is that like a lightweight way to enjoy football? I don't think it is.
I don't think it's a denigrating. It's just you're able to consume it in a different way.
Well, it's kind of like football light. I'll give you that. It's you're only watching the fun stuff. You don't really get a full picture of the game, but you do get a good flow.
Because like my wife will say how do you watch it, like what's going on the offensive lines and stuff like that? Like I can only watch the ball, and it's like I don't know. I just watch football. Like I watch all of football. I just soak myself into it.
When you get there, when we start talking about those kind of things, you have to have been on the field, or you have to have been on the court to really see. Now you can learn it, but to really sit and watch a basketball or a football game and to pay attention to blitz schemes on the regular basis. I mean, it's obvious when it's those kind of blitzing, but when you look back and go on a 2nd and 4, did you see how they looped the end around?
Yeah.
I don't really notice that. I don't, and that's why I enjoy the red zone. But I do notice that in a basketball game. You know what I mean?
I don't do it as much anymore because, but like when I was in Houston, I'd watch the all 22 on every Texans game, like so I could just kind of see where then.
Well, I watched all 22 for an entirely different reason, and I wouldn't have but for my job. You know what I mean? In basketball, I do it just because I want to consume that.
Right.
But for football, I've never been that.
Yeah. All right. We got 3 more hours to go. Let's dig into this matchup tonight coming up next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find the latest fall looks, all for under $30. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at macy'sbackstage.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
JTV, Jewelry Television. With 80,000 jewelry looks, we're kind of a big deal. Even bigger with new lines of designer handbags, fragrances, and more. And biggest of all, because you could win a 7-night stay in Bali, spending money and thousands worth of JTV jewelry, making you kind of a big deal. Enter by December 7th at jtv.com/sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Then watch JTV on TV or shop jtv.com for big holiday deals.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Calling all Cowboys Nation in San Antonio. Game day isn't complete without the right look, and the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop has everything you need. Whether you're headed to the game or watching from home, the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop has you covered. Find game day staples like jerseys and hats to fan favorites like hoodies and jackets at any of our 4 convenient locations: River Center, North Star Mall, Ingram Park Mall, and Huebner Oaks Shopping Center. We're open 7 days a week. Find the best selection of Cowboys gear only at the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop.
It's Cybersecurity Awareness Month. LifeLock is here with tips to help protect your identity. Use strong passwords, set up multi-factor authentication, report scams, and update your software. And for comprehensive identity protection, LifeLock is your best choice. LifeLock alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information and fixes identity theft, guaranteed, or your money back. Start your protection today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS. Terms apply.
Makita knows that pros never settle, and neither do we. With Makita, you get tools that perform at the highest level on every job without compromise. Makita is for the most detailed pros, expertly engineered to deliver precision, job after job. When your work calls for the best, call on Makita. Makita, built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Boo! I'm your old cheap water softener. Trick or treat, I got news for you. I'm not working again. Some days I just don't feel like it.
Just imagine what the inside of your home's pipes look like with all that hard water. Now that's scary.
Oh yeah, my bad.
I'm Jason at Connecticut Quality Water Softeners of San Antonio and the Hill Country. Don't let your old sporadic water softener ruin your house. Get a Connecticut. A Connecticut system can actually lengthen the life of your appliances, protect your pipes from buildup, and gives you soft skin and silky smooth hair.
Oh, don't listen to him. Stick with me, your old junky water softener. I'm lazy, but cute.
There's a reason Dave Ramsey says a Connecticut is the last water softener you ever own. Call us at 210-656-PURE. And right now, we'll give you a free reverse osmosis drinking station right at your kitchen sink.
Ooh, I'm tired. I need to take another break.
ConnecticutSA.com.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
Attention passengers, we've reached 10,000 feet and internet is now available for purchase.
I just paid hundreds for this flight, and you can't even throw in internet? I'll just take the free pretzels.
Sorry, but I do have snack boxes for sale.
I'm just gonna sleep.
In that case, we are selling pillows and blankets as well.
I'll just breathe. That's free, right?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. They just cleared that accident on Southeast Military Drive, eastbound right under 37. That wreck did involve a school bus. It was hit from behind by a truck. There were a few students on the bus. Nobody was injured, and another bus on the scene to take those students to school. 35 northbound between 410 South Cutoff to Rittiman. That's road work, right lane, and 281 northbound at Evans. That's all now off to the shoulder. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line so we can check it out at 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
It's a game day balla. The San Antonio Spurs open up the 25-26 season tonight in Dallas, taking on the Cooper Flag-led Mavericks. In the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys are involved in multiple trade rumblings. According to Trey Wingo, edge rusher Max Crosby with the Raiders is a possibility. Tom Pelissero stated the Raiders met with their star pass rusher yesterday to inform him they weren't shopping him and won't part ways. Trade deadline is November the 4th. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
7:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Welcome in, welcome in. Opening day in the NBA for the San Antonio Spurs.
Here we go.
Yeah, here's my question. If I asked you, what are the Spurs going to be really good at this year, what would be your answer?
I think they're going to be a very good defensive team.
Okay. I mean, I could see that, but even since Wemby's gotten here, he's a really good defensive player, but they haven't really been a really good defensive team.
Yeah. The thing, and there's a kind of a reason, this is a reason and excuse. First of all, Wemby's come and gone. But some of the guys that Pop was forced to play with weren't very good defenders.
Okay.
Zach, and name your myriad of big, slow, white posts. I mean, they haven't had great defenders, so they weren't very good rim protectors. They were pretty good rim protectors. They weren't 5 feet out defenders. They weren't very good at that. So we got more manpower to do that kind of stuff, and we have a different coach. And the thing with Pop was, you could learn the offense. Everybody can cut and get to the basket, but learning the intricacies of Pop's defense took 2 years, man. It didn't matter who got here. It took a long time to figure out how to play in his style of defense. So you didn't get inculcated, and I hate that word, but you really didn't get involved in it unless you'd been around for 2 years, and Wemby came and went, and all these other guys were rather transient anyway. So, no, there hadn't been great defense played. But when you have the defensive player of the year on your team, when you go draft a Carter Bryant, when you have a guy like De'Aaron Fox who is quick on the steal on the edges in the midcourt, you've got the makings of a solid defensive stop team where you can stop them on three levels. Are they going to lead the team in defense? Probably not, because there are going to be so many turnovers. They're going to give up some layups. You know what I mean? But I do think on a 24-second, bring the ball up and defend for that long. I think the Spurs are in the upper half.
They are a good half-court defensive
team. And I think they're going to
be
in the upper half. And I think that's going to be their calling card until they figure out the offensive hierarchy. Because I think that De'Aaron Fox is going to run this team. There's going to be a lot of points scored, I think. But in that kind of transition game is where the Spurs are going to lose some games.
Because I feel like they're
sloppy.
Like most really good teams, you can pick out something that they're really great at. And for this, when I ask myself, okay, how do the Spurs take the next step? The thing that I keep saying is, well, they just need Victor Wembanyama to turn into what we think he can be.
Be the third-year Victor.
Just have Victor and hope that
well, knowing he ain't there yet. All he has to do is be the third-year Victor. You don't have to be the Hall of Fame Victor. You don't have to be the MVP candidate Victor. You got to be the third-year Victor Wembanyama and just be that guy. Be really good at the things you're good at and get better at the myriad of things you got to get better at to be the MVP Victor. And if you're that, we can line up in front of you 3 fullbacks to play defense in front of you. I can put Dylan Harper and Steph Castle out there, and they're going to beat the crap. They're so physical that they are going to extract a toll on them, whoever they guard defensively. And offensively, you got to guard these Bulldogs. You got to stand in front of these shoulders that are going to go to the rim, and both of these guys attack. So a lot of their defense is going to be their offense just taking it out of you. And they can put big guys on the ball, strong defensive guys. And we can go huge on top of that. We can start a lineup this year of nobody but 7-footers on the front line. We can start legitimately 21 feet from small to forward to center if we choose to.
I don't think that'll happen. But...
Well, no, there will be a moment like we saw last night with the Rockets starting everybody taller than 6'9". So there will be a time when we see a front lineup of Coronet, Olynyk, and Wemby, where we can go just the Great Wall of China, get past this kind of stuff. So I do think defense is going to be their calling card because, quite frankly, we got a lot of decent offensive players, but we don't got a very good offense yet.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have De'Aaron running things and all those things that are coming.
Okay, well, tonight you've got to match up against one of the better young players in the league in Cooper Flagg, who is, I mean, on paper at least, a matchup nightmare for every team, not just the Spurs, for every team. Who do the Spurs put on him? Who's the primary defender on Cooper Flagg tonight?
It's going to be interesting.
Is it Harrison or Champagny or Castle?
Your biggest, I think it'll probably be Castle. I think it'll be your 2, just because it appears they're going to run a fair amount of Cooper at point guard or at least off guard. That's his game. He's really a small forward. I don't see. I think there's a lot of help. I don't. If you're looking for is Wemby ever going to guard Flagg? Yeah, there'll be some switches where that happens, but I don't think you put him on there to start.
No, I don't think so either.
So I'd put my biggest, strongest guard defender, who's ever out there on the court, because he's a gifted young basketball player touched by God, but he's not a vet yet. There's some.
No.
You can be savvy and play this kid.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how the Spurs go out there and match up. I assume we're going to see a little bit of all those. I assume we'll probably see some Vassell on him. I assume we'll see some Keldon on him. I think they'll bounce around on him and try and figure out what's works best.
The Keldon matchup will be fun to watch. I think that'd be interesting.
But yeah, that's something I'm going to be watching for tonight. How do they handle that?
To me, Anthony Davis. He's the intriguing one because my gut tells me at some point Wemby's going to have to be able to guard him. I'm just not sure if I want to do it tonight. You know,
that is. I mean, I agree with that too because now, I mean, the assumption is Harrison Barnes is that guy, but that doesn't feel like. And generally, I feel like Harrison Barnes is a good matchup for just about anybody. But boy, that feels like a rough one for him too. I don't know if there is an answer for that.
I think Davis will be the separator tonight. If the Mavericks win, it'll be because Anthony Davis has a great game.
Yeah,
a good game.
I will say that both these teams played really well in the preseason. The Spurs were fantastic in the preseason. But it does kind of feel like, man, everything with the Spurs is reliant on if Wemby takes the next step.
Such is life, man. If you want to run in the
It's
fast
just
lane
such a weird
with a Ferrari, man, the thing about the Ferraris is they're temperamental. You got to keep everything around them in perfect condition. You can't park them outside, and you got to have the best gas. Got to be at a certain 3/4 of a tank anymore. The car's too heavy any less. They're too light. That kind of stuff. So yeah, such is life with a superstar.
It's also kind of weird that I mean we've seen a year of it now, or almost a year of it. And I still don't really know what the Spurs' identity is.
We don't. Here's the thing that we need to really focus
because of the coach.
Well, the coach is brand new, but the most important player for the Spurs has played only, 4 games for us?
Yeah.
5 games? I mean, the most important guy for the Spurs' success this year is De'Aaron Fox. Now, Wemby certainly going to play a huge role in this, but De'Aaron is the best player. He is the golden goose. We've spent more money on him than we've spent on any player in Spurs history. And we haven't seen him. We know what we think things are going to look like. I have an idea of what the plan was with him for 4 or 5 games with Pop sitting in Mitch's ear, but I have no idea what Mitch's plan is for him.
Yeah.
So what we are going to get, we're not going to see yet. And while Jeremy Sohan was not extended, he's still going to be a valuable piece of this pie this year until he's not. So, and we haven't seen him and won't tonight either. So I wouldn't take a whole lot away from what's going to happen over the next week I'd say the next 3 weeks until everybody's back and then everybody's got 2 or 3 games underneath them, because the change with additions of Sohan and De'Aaron Fox, that's pretty radical difference.
Yeah, and we only got to see a little bit of Fox in the mix last year. How many minutes do you think Harper gets tonight?
It'll
over under 14.5.
Oh gosh, if he gets 14.5 minutes, kudos. That would be shocking. But yeah, I would say.
I think without Fox, it's possible.
Yeah, maybe. He only played, because we only got to see him for a game.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of him.
But what we did see was enough to say I should see more. So I don't know enough to say that he won't get 14 minutes.
Who are the starting 5 tonight for the Spurs, you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, the Gibbons, I think across the front line.
Wemby, Barnes.
And Devin.
Okay.
And then Steph and
Champagne.
And Champagne probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think tonight they're basically handing Steph Castle the point guard job, which
but it's interesting to watch this season, and it's going to be a unique situation when we've got 2 guards that have such skill sets that are they're very close. Both of them, and you could take a fork in the road. It's just, does one of them want to be a point guard? Do you want to? Because there's space here for you to do that if you want to become that. And if Steph and Castle might decide, I'd like to be that kind of a baller. I'd like to have the ball in my hands a little bit more. Maybe Dylan wants to be the guy with them. One of those guys is going to have to become a specialist, because they're very unique in that they have the same kind of build.
Well, then De'Aaron is probably also the de facto point guard when he's here too.
No doubt, he is the point guard.
Yeah,
that's his job. We traded for it because it's his job to run fast and keep Wemby running in front of him. That's his job.
I think what is going to end up the separator between Harper and Castle is going to come with which one of them figures out how to shoot first.
All of that, and I think one of them is going to get the responsibility of being the point guard 1A. On the court. You're still the 2, but you'll be the starter because you got a little bit more handles. Or maybe you start coming off the bench because you have more handles. But I do think you can play them together. But one of them is going to have to adopt different specialties when they're on the court together.
Okay.
It's going to be that's cool. They're talking about an RPP.
I mean, it is fun.
How much fun is this going to be?
I'm curious to see how it all gets pieced together. I think for the Mavericks tonight, you'll probably see. I think we're going to use, because you said you think Cooper Flagg's going to be on the ball. I think they're going to use D'Angelo Russell at the point, and I think primarily, Clay is going to be the 2. I think Cooper Flagg's going to be more of a 3.
Oh, he will bring the ball up a fair amount, but if you think he's their point guard, no. But he is going to carry the load more than you'd expect a rookie 6'11" small forward to do.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be all that different from when Wemby touches the ball. It's not like it's not like oh my God, what are they doing?
I think they envision a faster Luka. You know what I mean? I think they envision Cooper being able to bring the ball up, and if the table is set, you don't ever have to pass the ball. If the table's set, Cooper, go get your shot.
Yeah, I guess my thought, I don't want Cooper to be behind the play. I want, you know what I mean?
That's where I think Jason Kidd's guidance is going to be really crucial here, because you're right. Your job is to finish the play, not start it. You've got a unique set of skills, man.
Jose says Steph will come off the bench. He'll be Mono 2.0. Yeah, I don't know.
That could be cool.
It could be.
Yeah.
I think in the ideal, like to me, the ideal lineup eventually is going to be a too big lineup where Wemby is more of the 4 and Harrison Barnes becomes more of a 3, and then you've got Fox and Castle in the backcourt, and then Harper is sort of the swing guard. But I think it also depends on which one of those other bigs is willing to step up and
if
be the
Wemby's
dude.
ready to play the 4 on a consistent basis, or the 5. I think that's 2 years from now. I think you hit it. But right now we're still talking about a 21-year-old body who just put on 15 pounds.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be an intent to slowly get him more and more used to his back to the basket. But he's not ready for the nightly pounding like Sengun. I mean, you don't want him going against him all night long.
All right, let's hit a break. We'll look at some of the other games around the league coming up tonight. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
Dr. Jacob Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. He's my doctor. I love talking about him because whenever I bring him up, I always think about the first time I met him. I walked in there and I didn't believe he had, who goes to a place called the Institute? You walked in the place and the first thing I noticed was everybody was in a great mood, even the patients. And when I started talking with him, there was a sense of excitement because he knew what I didn't know, that what he did worked. He'd worked with people just like me who were a little skeptical, who had never really tried hard to lose weight and always used the excuse of, I don't feel that bad. But when we started talking about what my day-to-day life, I started to realize how difficult things had become for me. And he told me, if you'll listen to me and you will try some things out, I think you're going to be happy with the outcome. And that's all he asked. Before I knew it, a couple weeks, I lost a few pounds. I started sleeping a little bit better. My wife started noticing I had a little bit more energy. And before you know it, I'm all in. And I'm still all in nearly a decade later. Who still sees their doctor like that? Well, I do, because he is successful and he has turned my life around. My health is far better now than it was a decade ago, and a vast part of that was my weight loss. If it's time for you, I want you to give him a call. The number is 210-468-1891. His website is iffhealth.com. Go there, read it, and then ask the right questions. If you're ready to lose weight, call him today. He will change your life, and when he does, you can come on by and thank me later.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Coach, how are you?
Man, I'm doing great. Hey, if you guys don't mind, I'd like to go back to talking to Edwin here for another 10 or 15 minutes.
I knew that's what was happening.
He's the hard-hitting one. You don't know. You don't want him. He's about to unload.
Hey, listen, I did feel uncomfortable. I was like, AJ and Rob ready yet? And he was like, I just got a few more questions for you.
One more salary cap question I got for you, Coach.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bell Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Another episode brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but Prize Picks, well, I'll tell you what, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this season. As the basketball season begins, Prize Picks is here for you. And whether you're a football fan, a basketball fan, or any kind of sports fan, there's always the games to be played. Prize Picks is the best way to win cash if you're a Spurs fan. More than Victor all the time. Heck, it only takes about 60 seconds to make your picks, and you can turn those picks into cash. It feels so good being right. I told you about Wemby. Dak's on an MVP kind of run. I like the more thans with Dax all season long. On Prize Pick, how you play is up to you. If you want flexibility, choose the Flex Pay, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. And if you want the biggest payouts, go for the Power Play. Up to 2,000x, no matter your play. Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code ALAMO to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's ALAMO to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Car wreck? What happens next? Thomas J. Henry knows you deserve to get compensated for your injuries. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. The name you know, the firm you trust. Principal Office, San Antonio.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/sports. QUO.com/sports.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's football season and nothing beats fresh coffee, crisp air, and that locker room energy. Hey, it's Rob reminding you that Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit is just a phone call away. From Selma to San Antonio, it's luxury pet care for your four-legged MVP. With over 17,000 square feet of pet paradise, more than an acre of play outside, plus training and spa treatments, this is stadium fun for your furry family members. Call 210-750-1298. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit, where every pet's a champion.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right. Only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
You know what sucks about today?
What?
Kevin Von Erich's not coming in.
Well,
I missed him yesterday.
He's in town.
I'm going to go see him tonight. I don't like to brag, but I'm going to go hang out with Kev tonight.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is tonight the show?
Tonight's the show.
They got one and then another one on Saturday?
No, I think they
That's the one on TV.
record them
Yeah,
both tonight. One of them is on. One of them's like live, and then the other one's going to be played on Saturday. But yeah, I'll know what's going to happen. I'm going to make bets with people on Saturday about what happens because I'll see. Yeah, I decided I'm going to go. I'm going to take that guy up on it. He offered to let me and my sons come out and watch the show and meet Kevin. So I said,
the thing about wrestlers is more than any other sport is they appreciate their fans,
dude,
more than any other.
I told Kevin why, my son yesterday wanted to skip school and come meet Kevin Von Erich.
I'll send him a picture.
And he said, I said the only reason that we didn't let him is because he had football, and if you miss class on football day, you can't play. And Kevin was like, dude, give me write down your address. I'll send him something. I'll sign something. I'll send it to him. I was like, dude. And then he was like, you know what? Bring him to the show. I'll meet him at the show. So like,
yeah,
dude, just
and he made a point of telling his assistant, hey man, remind me. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, so I'm going down there to the tech port tonight.
His hands look like he'd stuck them in a meat grinder. Only
Oh,
Brian,
yeah.
only
What?
Baldinger, Brian Baldinger.
Was it stuck in the claw position?
Oh, dude, he showed me after he put me in the claw. He showed me his hand, and he's like missing bones.
We're taking
and tendons.
pictures,
There's
and he put his hand up to put it in. I'm like, I don't think I can put that on my head, man. That's
Oh.
like, I don't think you can wrap it around. That's gnarly.
It's
And
mangled.
they kept stomping on my hand. Well, you can tell, man.
Well,
Like flat in the middle.
Frank says AJ's going to be in the hood. Yep, I'm
never
going down to the
asked-
hood.
No, the Techport ain't the hood.
Well, I don't know. To me, it is.
Oh,
My
man.
house is the hood.
This military, it's the hood. I'm kidding.
If I'm south
No,
of downtown,
if
it's pretty
you're south
hood to
of
me.
90, anybody,
That's
whoever,
hood.
who said that? Grew up north of
Frank.
90.
Yeah, that's me.
Then you're heading down. Yeah, you're heading to my neck of the woods. We didn't ask him, and my sister, who was the lifelong fan, she goes, "Did you ever ask him why he wrestled barefoot?"
No, we should.
And I was like, "Oh, that's right. He was a barefoot
yeah.
wrestler."
Doesn't one of his sons do that?
I don't know. I guess
know.
we'll find out.
Find out
They're
tonight.
wrestling tonight. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
Yeah, he was the only one that did, I think.
Well, I mean, Jimmy Snuka did it eventually, and
But he's a murderer.
Well, yeah, it's true.
Look what they got him.
Killed his girlfriend.
Yeah, you can't go barefoot.
And then like there's some guys who I forget. I should know this guy's name because he was in the UFC. Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle went to be a wrestler, and he wrestles without shoes on, which it's I mean,
It's a very Aussie thing to do.
yeah. It's I guess if you're not worried about someone wearing boots stomping on your foot, then
If you see my feet, I'm in the water or I'm dead.
yeah.
That's about it.
Well, thank God.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna see your feet.
You
when
see
you're
my
dead.
feet, I'm either near a body of water or there's a toe tag on it.
Yeah,
That's about how it's going to work. No one needs to see these talons.
I hope never. Claymore says he can't trust your takes on the Rockets.
Who, mine?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, on the Rockets, on the Mavericks.
Because of my hatred, you're right.
Yeah.
It's all going to be viewed through the lens of what would Todd do with his least Rolex and.
Yeah,
I don't. The Maverick fan, they're our chosen enemy, and likewise, I think that over the Rockets, I think the Mavericks look to us. I could be wrong.
Well, when I was a Rockets fan, I felt the same way. Like I felt almost a kinship with the Spurs.
Well, that's what
like
I was going to say. Rocket fan is Rocket fan. They're like cousins. Like, yeah, all right.
I mean, when the Rockets played the Spurs, I wanted the Rockets to win. When the Rockets played the Mavericks, I wanted the Mavericks to like burst into flames in the middle of the game and all die of a horrible death.
And I don't hate them. Because I was kind of like Cuban. I wouldn't have minded if he was my owner.
Yeah,
so I didn't hate them. But they were always the standard for the longest time. If you beat the Mavericks, you won your conference. If you beat the Mavericks, you probably got through the second round of the playoffs. If you beat the Mavericks and got through Dirk, that was a tough go.
Yeah, I think it's also because I'd never hated San Antonio, the city. And I've always hated Dallas, the city, and I don't generally like people from Dallas. I don't like. I don't know.
There's a certain mentality for sure.
Yeah, I don't cheer for anything from Dallas. Let's just put it that way.
There's lots of reasons. It's funny how you look at us that way, and we look at Dallas that way. I wonder who Dallas views the Spurs as their primary.
I don't know.
Rival.
I guess so. Yeah, probably
I think so.
But I don't really know. I can't get into the mind of a Dallas fan. What am I, a crazy person?
Because we have plenty of reason to hate the Rockets after the abuse that David took back in '95.
Well, he asked for that.
Yeah, well,
it was warranted.
There was a lot of stuff that came in, and unfortunately, he can blame Bob Hill for what happened to him because he got left on an island and never got any help. But there's plenty of reason to dislike the Rockets. But that Rocket team and this Rocket team seem so different. They're not. It's not even.
That's why we're divorced.
Yeah,
Rob.
it's things are very
That's
much
why we're
different
divorced.
now.
Yeah. That's why I divorced the Rockets.
And the early years with the Rockets, there was a really good player that was from San Antonio that played on the Rockets, Bobby Joe Reed, Robert Reed.
Okay.
So there was always kind of a kinship. He played at St. Mary's. He's a local guy. So I never hated Houston because of that. I was always a fan of his.
Hugo says, do you cheer for barbecue from Dallas? Some. Yeah, they do have some good barbecue up there, but there's better barbecue in Houston and Austin than there is in Dallas. So...
Well, you got to head east or west.
I could do without them. They've got some good stuff, but I don't. They're not.
Isn't Goldie's up there?
In Fort Worth.
Yeah. Well, I consider the Metroplex.
Fort Worth different than Dallas.
You're right. But to me, when I say Dallas, I'm talking Metroplex too. Even though Fort Worth certainly doesn't belong in the same sentence.
And Claymore says, "I don't cheer for you neither, AJ." That's all right, Claymore. I don't need your love, man. I don't need your love.
But do you actively cheer against? Is the difference?
I cheer against Claymore. I'm against him.
Let's all pause and say a little prayer against Claymore.
Yeah, right now, everybody.
A prayer against him.
Amen.
May the Mavericks
May the Lord
lose.
smite him.
May the Mavericks
I hope the Mavericks lose tonight. I do.
I do. But here's the great news about the Mavericks. If you're a Mavericks fan, they did do something right. Wait till you see their City Edition throwbacks. They went to the old green Maverick.
Oh, nice.
It's the Roy Tarpley Mavericks. Yeah, the good old days.
Rin says probably the smartest thing. I'll never eat Mexican food in Dallas. Yeah,
that's a.
You know, I got married in North Dallas in 1992, and one of my few requests for those North Dallas country club types was to find a mariachi band. I had to get married with a mariachi band. The mariachi selection was sad. Let's just leave it at that.
Listen,
those three poor mariachis. Everybody else thought they were really good. I knew the truth. Well, they tried.
This is I always said this, and it got turned on me when I worked offshore on a rig, because the part of Houston I grew up in I grew up on the north side of Houston, and I say I grew up. I lived on the north side of Houston at this time. I grew up south, but I-10 was the cutoff line where when I worked on the oil rig, they said if you're from north of I-10, you're a Yankee. And
that's country right there. That's the most Houston thing I've ever heard.
These were all guys from Louisiana and Mississippi. But I believe I-10 is the cutoff line for Mexican culture. You want good Mexican food? You better be south of I-10 or along I-10. You start going to any of these towns north of I-10,
it's
good
slim
luck.
pickings, or they get weird with you.
Yeah, I don't need that. I got rules about my Mexican food.
There's a place or two in Austin that I will give credit. Okay. I'll give some credit.
Okay. But
all in all, no.
No. Austin's best Mexican food is like mid to low tier here.
You're right.
And Austin, oh my God.
The food truck culture, though. They got some good
Don't
tacos.
even get me started with Austin's breakfast taco.
No, that's annoying.
Austin believes they're a breakfast taco town. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing compared to, like, now Houston, it's hard to find breakfast tacos in Houston. They don't have a breakfast taco culture there, which bummed me out. But the gap between there's something that happens on 35 between Austin and San Antonio where if you start going north, they don't know how to make a breakfast taco worth a damn. Now there is that place in New Braunfels, the Los Gallos place that I think has some of the best breakfast tacos I've had since I've lived here. But once you get to Austin, the breakfast tacos.
They start trying. It's like telling me that Duck Donuts is a donut.
They're putting too much stuff in it.
Like Duck Donuts. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't want a bunch of Cheerios on my donut.
We put some radishes and some.
Yeah, you really dressed it up. That's really something else. It's art. It ain't food.
We've got a quinoa tortilla.
Why?
Beat it.
Why did you do this?
Give me that greasy ass stuff with some meat and some government cheese.
If the manteca doesn't have a little bit of hair in it, it's not going to be good. Just a little bit of pig fur. If it doesn't have just a little bit of rendered, it's not going to be any good.
No, they do that. That's one thing this town does right, Bubba. All right, the games outside of the Spurs Mavericks tonight. Games of note, Cavaliers and the Knicks go at it for a couple teams that think they've got something going in the Eastern Conference. That should be a fun one. Cleveland, a 1.5-point favorite on the road. I'm also interested in seeing the Heat Magic. I believe in Orlando this year. I think they're going to be a top 4 seed in the East. I think they actually could make some noise in the East. So interested to see how they start the season off.
I think they're going to find a way to screw it up.
Do you?
Man, the Orlando franchise, if they're not cursed, there's no such thing.
Okay.
They can't get out of their own way. And it's happened. This is the 4th iteration in the last 25, 30 years of an Orlando team that you think, wow, they finally figured it out.
Their players, the roster says they should be really good.
They did this about 10 years ago, and they screwed it up.
You know who I'm into tonight? and I think I'm going to be into until injuries start to chop them down, is the Sixers. There is something about Joel Embiid right now where he seems motivated and happy. And
those two things are secondary to the third, health.
Sure.
As long as he's healthy.
Although, let's face it, and maybe you disagree with this. I believe last year, Joel Embiid could have played a lot more games than he did. Joel Embiid was pissed off at the franchise. He was pissed off at teammates, and it was an ugly, ugly season there.
Why do you think it's going to be different this year? And I'm not saying you're wrong.
I just everything I've read, everything I've heard him say, the way I've seen him look early in this preseason, it just feels like.
All right, I appreciate that Philadelphia has some skill guys. I don't trust him at all. No, I might change my attitude as the season goes on, but there's something about Joel Embiid in Philadelphia that I just think is doomed. It's not going to work.
I saw a number yesterday, and I almost bet it. I thought about betting it, and I didn't. I should just bet it. You can bet Joel Embiid. What do you think Joel Embiid to be the MVP of the league is?
Oh, as far as numbers,
like what do you think his odds are?
I say 25-1.
What if I told you could get a Joel Embiid to win the MVP ticket for 150-1?
Well, see, that's the kind of attitude I think a lot of people have, because there is nothing in this world that shows me he can play enough games to qualify, one, and two, to be a teammate enough to win enough games to be part of the conversation. Because you figure if he does do the 25 and 12 and whatever he gets every night to get him in the conversation, is that enough to even win? I don't know. If you got Paul George and the kid from Dallas, their point guard,
McCain.
No, the other one, there's True Star. They got him out of Kentucky.
Maxey.
Maxey. All these are really good players.
Yep.
But have they functioned together ever?
No.
The
reason why I say at 150-1 it feels like a deal because
that's crazy.
I've seen him do it.
But because exactly, but that also the people who set that line know exactly who we're talking about and the circumstance he's in. He's so fickle. In his whole life, he's been fickle. If you got all of Joel Embiid, he's the best player you're going to see for a month. But how often has that been? Even when he's healthy.
No, I get it.
I'm mad at him because 2 years ago, going into the Olympics, remember how the world was bidding on him. Like, if the French get him, they're going to beat us, kind of stuff. And here we sit.
But you know what? Like when you say health is the most, the biggest question about him, no one seems to be worried about putting money on Victor Wembanyama to win Defensive Player of the Year, even though he's never played enough games to do it.
And we did the same thing with Embiid until we figured it out. He's not. We gave him the benefit of the doubt a couple times. I mean, coming out of Kansas, how long are we going to wait? He was hurt the whole time he was at Kansas. Comes out, we had to wait on the foot to get better, and finally we get a year or two of solid play, and then south he goes. Some of it was his team. Some of it was the players he was with, the Ben Simmons nightmare. But, going through all that, it's just my attention span for Joel Embiid is down to nothing. I just think that your chance has been lost. Doesn't mean he can't be an effective star, but I think the time has passed.
I think there is something to him seeing people put him like the NBA top 100 players or something. Joel Embiid, I think, was like in the 30s on the list this year. And I think he looked at that and went,
I hope.
Are you guys kidding me?
But does it give you the sense and I'm not saying that Dwight Howard's career was a flop. He's a Hall of Famer. But he feels a little like Dwight Howard. You had your chance. We looked at you like you were coming and you were going to be the great one. And then we kind of realized, no.
I mean, but the difference is Joel Embiid did win an MVP. Joel Embiid has been the best player. He's been the best player in the world at times.
It's just not there anymore. And I will say this: the world loves a second chance, a second act, and this might be it.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm curious to see how it works.
The world's a better place when Embiid is a top 10 player. You know what I mean? The world's just a better place. I just hope we get to see it.
I mean, and that's why I look at Embiid a little differently than I look at Zion, because Zion is.
That was willful disregard.
You could keep saying, well, someday he's going to do it, and he's literally never done it. Whereas Embiid, I've seen it. I've seen what happens when he plays a full season, and he is the best player in the world.
And I blame a lot of this stuff on injuries and circumstance. I blame Zion. This was willful disregard. You were blessed with all this, and you chose to get fat. And I don't blame Embiid. I never thought he's a loafer. I look at Zion like, you're a loafer, dude. You'll do it when you want to. And when you want to, you're pretty spectacular. But you won't do it when you have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You won't do it then.
Claymore says Embiid is Greg Oden and Sam Bowie. Then
When
did Greg Oden and Sam Bowie win the MVP of the league?
Yeah,
Show me
he's
the time.
above that. But in the grand scheme of the superstars that should have been more, he's on that list. You know, it's unfortunate. And like I said, a lot of it's been injuries and circumstance that he had no control over. But some of it, I kind of think he pouted his way into below average performance for him anyway.
We will see. All right, let's take a break. Some things we got coming up today. The stat is right. We got coming up. We have Dr. Jason Garrett coming up, and I have a special guest coming on, an NBA expert from Las Vegas. Mackenzie Rivers is going to join us and preview the season a little bit as well. All that and so much more. It's the morning. We got some Jarrah sound too. It's Morning Huddle 94.1.
You know, I was talking to a friend of mine about 2 weeks ago about getting a new Connecticut water softener. He called me and said, I hear you talking about it. Why on earth would I want to do this? Tell me. And I told him about the specials. He said, yeah, that's fine. Which, by the way, are pretty good. The reverse osmosis drinking station that you won't even have to pay for, and 0% financing when you're ready to buy this thing. But what he was most impressed with was that Connecticut is willing to come out to his house and prove it to him. He's building a brand new place. It'll be a first install. But for the first 90 days, he's going to have a Connecticut in his house. He's going to find out. And I told him, you're going to not see a difference. The water's going to be great. You're moving to a different place. You're going to be on a well. It won't matter. You're going to have a Connecticut. You can trust that the appliances that you're buying brand new for your house, the ice maker's not going to clog up. You're never going to have the scale that you'll see on some sinks and on some stainless steel around people's houses. You're never going to have that. So start the right way, and you'll see what I mean. You went ahead and pulled the trigger. That should be you. Now's the time to get a Connecticut. You've got all the benefits of being with a great company that's been around for a long time. You've got time to prove it to yourself and 0% financing. Give them a call today at 656-PURE. Go to ConnecticutSA.com for all the details. But get yourself a Connecticut. It's the best one out there. When you got one, you'll know what I mean. And come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we do have an accident. 281 southbound as you approach Evans, far north side. This wreck is in the right lane. 6-8-minute delay has you slow from Borgfeld. 281 northbound at Evans, that stall off to the right shoulder. Slowing down on 90 eastbound, 211 to 410, now about a 12-15-minute ride. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, do call us on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out. That number is 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Starbucks. The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks. Handcrafted with their signature espresso and real pumpkin sauce. Then topped with whipped cream, cinnamon, and nutmeg. PSL. Get it while it's hot or iced. Only at Starbucks.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only 100% night harvested agave. And you might be saying, well, why do I care when it's harvested? It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting and out of the brutal heat. Benefits to workers who would normally work into the heat of the day. It's just better for the flavoring. And speaking of flavoring, it's 100% additive free. No flavoring, sweetening, or coloring added, and it's unfiltered. Live your life unfiltered and do it with Blue Star Tequila. Find Blue Star Tequila at Alamo City Liquors, Costco, Specs, and Total Wine.
It's Truck Month at North Park Chevy in Castroville. Buy a new 2026 Silverado 1500 Custom at the low price of $33,999, plus 2.9% financing for 72 months. Save $10,000 off MSRP on the new 2025 Silverado Heavy Duty. Lease a new 2026 Colorado for only $299 a month. No dealer add-ons, and we deliver anywhere in Texas. Together, let's drive North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com. Must qualify. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Calling all Cowboys Nation in San Antonio. Game day isn't complete without the right look, and the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop has everything you need. Whether you're headed to the game or watching from home, the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop has you covered. Find game day staples like jerseys and hats to fan favorites like hoodies and jackets at any of our 4 convenient locations: River Center, North Star Mall, Ingram Park Mall, and Huebner Oaks Shopping Center. We're open 7 days a week. Find the best selection of Cowboys gear only at the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí.
Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I see now, Rob and I, very different on Joel Embiid.
I think the time has come and gone.
Okay.
I don't discount his skill set. And we were talking about, Cooper Flagg has better odds to win an MVP but he has better odds to play at least the minimum number of games required to even be considered. I'm not even sure Embiid can play 35 full-on basketball games. I mean, can we expect that? If we are, 151 might be a good bet.
In 2023, he won the MVP. 2022, he was the runner-up. 2021, he was the runner-up. Cooper Flagg's never played an NBA game in his life, and he's got
a better likelihood of playing the minimum, 60 games?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying that. I think he's discounted. It's not about skill. I don't think he can play 60 games.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that Joel Embiid's going to win the MVP. I just think 151 is absurd.
But I don't
for
think
a guy
this
who's
is a
done
slap at his skill. I think it's a slap at his availability. Now you have to take that into account. If you don't play the bare minimum, you don't get considered. And I think like Wemby fell out of DPOY last year because he just couldn't make it onto the court. I think that's Embiid's problem.
It might be.
You might if I'm Philly, you play every third night. I'm until we get to the playoffs. You're that important. You're that good that I'm willing to lose games in your absence so that I have you when I have to win.
J-Rod says, but you're going backwards on the years.
Yeah, you were.
Okay, well, I could go. He was second in 2021, second in 2022. He won it in 2023. It's the same thing. I mean, it's 3 years in a row that he was the best or the second best player in the league, and we're 2 years removed from that.
And again, it's not about skill. It's just about can he complete a season.
And for a guy, this is the thing. If you could say the same thing about Joe Burrow now. Joe Burrow's getting to a point
you're
where
exactly right. That's a very good equivalent.
But if next year Joe Burrow's odds to win the MVP were 150-1, when you go, that's insane.
Well, yeah, I mean it's insane for a $100 bet. It's a beautiful thing for a $10 bet. Because the same thing with Burrow. Like, can the guy even? Will I see him in December?
Yeah, I mean, but I get it. But I also would you rather have Joe Burrow, or would you rather have a guy who shows up, Trevor Lawrence, a guy who shows up to work every day, but he's going to be just mediocre?
No, I agree with you.
Give me the Joe Burrow. Give me there's a chance he's not going to be there. But if he is there, I got a chance to do something.
I will say this. I would probably go, no, give me Trevor if he was a rookie. Because at least I feel like, he could pull something off, but I'm pretty sure he's going to play all year.
Well, you want Joe Burrow or Cam Ward?
I wish both of them could even become to measure up like Embiid was. But it wasn't that long ago. Like we said, the world was bidding on Joel Embiid to win a gold medal. That if you got him, America and France going back and forth, play for us, because you knew he's a top 4 player in the world, and that was 2 years ago. But the circumstance has told me that either mentally from the neck up or from the waist down, there's a problem that he can't. His feet hurt, his knees are hurt, or he's pouting.
No, it does always seem to be something. But again, I guess because I've seen him put it together, and I go, oh my God, when he puts it together, it's like, who wouldn't want to take a risk with that?
Well, I mean, you go spend money,
which is why
Paul
the Sixers
George
are still putting up with his nonsense,
right? And you put shooters around him. Their intent is to put him in MVP category play. I mean, that's their plan.
Yeah.
I mean, if it works, it's going to be fantastic because think of the upgrade. You want to talk about a significant change in altitude as a healthy Joel Embiid versus nothing. I mean, you've added an MVP if he can play that many games.
But here's what I do know. Joel Embiid's healthy right now. I like the Sixers early on. I think the Sixers are going to be good early in the season. Until if or when Joel Embiid gets hurt, the Sixers on paper, they've got a squad.
Yeah,
man.
they're seasoned. That's for sure. And that McCain kid can shoot.
They're dogs against the Celtics tonight, who I know aren't
That's
healthy.
Crazy. The Celtics have no intent to do anything this year.
No, I don't think so either. And I think the Sixers are at least again. Now, could the Sixers 40 games in be like, this is another wasted season? Absolutely. Today, the Sixers have aspirations that the Celtics don't have.
No Coronet, no Tatum tonight. I mean, they ain't coming around the bend. Boston's in for a rough one.
I think so,
and
too.
Jaylen Brown's going to have fun. He's finally going to be freed, but it's not going to be a good year.
Yeah, I don't understand why the Celtics are favorites in that game tonight. All right, I wanted to play some sound from our guy Jared Jones. We've gotten to he is ecstatic right now.
He is exuberant.
He's riding high, baby.
I'll tell you what, man. Nothing's better than having your owner just all about you.
Oh, he
just love you.
He is loving Shoddy. Here's what he had to say about his young coach.
Well, I think both of those answers could be together. There is more room to go. And, yes, I think it's one of the you could also say by degree, how exciting is it? It's very exciting. What I'm real excited about also is that that's exactly what we thought that Brian would bring to the table as we looked forward to this year, when Brian was just thinking, or we were just thinking, of his role as offensive coordinator and calling the plays. And the kinds of things that he wanted to do that would help Dak, help us be more productive offense, you're seeing that. Now, that is a great feeling to see that come to pass. Now, what is amazing is that this first-year coach, Brian Schottenheimer, also not only called the plays, but oversaw the putting in with some great help that he's got with his offensive coordinators. But he not only called the plays, but he also spent part of the week in that defensive side of the ball going over ways that could improve and talking not only with coaches and players. To me, last week was about as good a coaching job as I've been around, and I don't know when.
Wow! First of all,
since I don't know when.
If I'm Eberflus, dude, I hope you didn't buy. I hope you didn't buy your house.
No,
you might want to find a realtor. That did not sound.
Yeah. That's not.
I'm not even sure I need a defensive coordinator. I just think I got my guy. He can do it both.
We'll see. Yeah, it's like, well, I can be the owner and the GM.
I can do it.
I can also coordinate the defense.
He can do it both.
Okay. All right, Bubba. No, but I mean, rightfully very excited about Schottenheimer, and there are some things that you've seen on it, particularly on. I'll stick to just the offensive side of things, where you do have some. Ooh, man, maybe might have caught some fire here.
And this is supposition, and I'm certainly not throwing his name out there because they're a 500 football team. But who's the coach of the year now? McVay?
Oh, Shane Steichen.
Steichen? Yeah. Oh, you're right. Steichen going away. It is Steichen going away. You're right. The Colts, it's going away.
Yeah.
But I put McVay right as a very close second right now.
Well, considering that McVay, we all thought that his quarterback was going to miss most of the season, or maybe retire before the season started, and Matt Stafford's playing at an MVP level. I think you can make an argument for McVay.
I mean, no, it's just I mean, he's got Jimmys and Joes too. I mean, you add Devontae Adams and you use him. It's not hard to be called a bad coach, but the maintenance that was required to get this team to stay at this high end level was pretty ridiculous.
I think what Mike McDonald's doing up in Seattle is pretty impressive so far.
You know what? I'd put him in there, and if we're starting to get into the Shoddy realm. Shoddy rips off a couple of 2 wins here.
Also, Kyle Shanahan's 5-2 with a roster of corpses. Like he's been without his starting quarterback most of the year.
It's true.
He is missing his 2 best defensive players. He's been missing his best tight end, his best wide receiver all year. Like, it's incredible that. And I don't think it's maintainable. But if they somehow maintain it, him doing that with all the problems.
I agree with everything you're saying, but I sat and watched Jacksonville roll into San Francisco and beat San Francisco, which I didn't think was possible. And that left a stink on it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, my God, you just lost to Jacksonville, and they beat you. Now, it was because you were running with corpses, But that's why I was trying to think, why didn't I bring him up? Why didn't he cross my mind? And it was because of that game.
I get it, but that's...
Well, by the time we vote, that game's going to be ancient history.
Yeah,
but as we sit right now, I was shocked. I mean, think about what we thought about after that Jacksonville game, because Jacksonville came in and ran the football, and Trevor looked like, hey, this might finally be it. Now, that hadn't turned out to be the case, and San Francisco's continued to win, and Jacksonville has regressed to their mean. That's why I guess he's not on the list.
Because you know what Kyle Shanahan can say? I went to L.A. and beat Sean McVay with a backup. I had a backup quarterback, and I beat the Rams.
He's going to point to Exhibit A, which is Mac Jones. But Mac Jones is the 33rd starting quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, he's as good as half the starters as far as I'm concerned. And I think that'll be there. But as good as his job as he's done and as good as McVay has done, this is Steichen's to lose. I mean, there's no question that he's the leader there.
Frank says Niners have had the easiest schedule, so it helps a little. That's no offense, Frank. That's a stupid statement. They played at Seattle already. They played at the Rams, at the Bucks.
Turned out their division's the toughest in football.
You think that's an easy schedule? No, bro. The Niners have been through it, and they've been doing it with string and duct tape.
But, even if he has the kind of year that he's having, I still, if the Colts continue to win.
He's the front runner.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. No doubt about it. All right. Halfway there on a halfway day. Let's play the stat is right on the other side. How about that? You know what? Might do it on the Brigade Bar. Come on down. Morning Huddle 94.1.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Starbucks. The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks. Handcrafted with their signature espresso and real pumpkin sauce. Then topped with whipped cream, cinnamon, and nutmeg. PSL. Get it while it's hot or iced. Only at Starbucks.
It's Wednesday. It's time to start thinking about the weekend getaway. The fall time to travel and hit the road on the weekends are here. And when you head out, you need to leave with a peace of mind of knowing your dogs are going to be taken care of by the best possible people. And that's the Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit. Just a hop, skip, and a jump outside of 1604 right there on 35 next to Gilman. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit is my pet resort. I take my two dogs there, Avery and Sensei, every time I leave town. Or if I know for a long day I'm not going to be around to take care of them, they're an easy drop-off right there. My dogs love going there. They leave happy. Here's the way I know my dogs have had a good time. First of all, they come home and they're exhausted, and they come home and they're not starving. They were comfortable enough and happy enough to eat, and that tells me that they're having a good time. And when I drop my dogs off, they're always great at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit for bathing them. They take care of them when I ask for them. They'll trim their nails. Heck, they even have training for those dogs that might need a little bit of self-control training. I'll tell you, when you head over to Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit, you see happy pets running all over that gigantic facility. If it's too hot, they got a splash pad. They've got the video on all the kennels. If you're going to be out of town for some days, you want to keep up with them. That's Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit, mybunkinbiscuit.com. They are my boarding place. They should be yours. Go to mybunkinbiscuit.com for all the details. Take your dogs over there, and I know you're going to thank me later.
That's the ease at which you get information. You want it, you get it. Like that. Ask your phone. Group chat. Smartphone. You're always connected and informed in real time. No waiting. So if you're diabetic and still using finger sticks to read your blood sugar, what are you waiting for? Knowing your blood sugar levels instantly is important for managing diabetes. Call US Med at 888-665-0696. To learn more about continuous glucose monitors, a real-time instant method to track your blood glucose, US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 1,000 private insurers. And the best part? Call 888-665-0696 and we'll give you a free insurance benefits check today. So call 888-665-0696 today. That's 888-665-0696 and manage your diabetes as easy as...
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation.
Groundworks, official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hi,
My name's Jason Thompson. I've been representing people injured in traffic collisions here in San Antonio for more than 30 years. After a collision, I've spoken to many people who wanted to believe that the other driver's insurance company would be fair and they really didn't need an attorney. They thought that the insurance company would pay their medical bills and do the right thing. I wish that were true, but trying to go it alone is a big, big mistake. If you have been injured, please know the other driver's insurance company has adjusters and attorneys working against your interest. If insurance companies were trying to get to heaven, I'd be out of a job, gladly. That is just not the world we live in, though. Call me as soon as you can if you are injured in a traffic collision. I do not charge anything to review your case with you. I'll tell you what you need to do and what you should not do. If you want a smart and fair result, you'll need to make smart decisions along the way. And that is what I do. You and I will make smart decisions for you and your family, and we'll get justice and fair results. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/sports. QUO.com/sports.
My name is John. I could not lose the weight I needed to. The Institute for Functional Health Wellness Program was the answer. It included a great deal of testing, supplements, and weekly face-to-face doctor visits. I finally had the accountability I needed. I am now 50 pounds lighter. I no longer have pain in my elbow, back, and hips. I have more energy and just feel and look so much better.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Energy slipping away, losing your edge? Could be low testosterone. Take action. Synergenics and Low T Center offer a quick free T test. Get pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, never compounded, personalized for you. Most insurance covers it. The best you is waiting at TRTMVP.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we just cleared one of our trouble spots. I-10 westbound Dominion. That stall is cleared. Still working the accident downtown. 35 upper level, southbound approaching San Pedro. It's in the left lane. 281 southbound approaching Evans. This wreck has only the 2 left lanes getting by, so start moving over. Stop and go from Spring Branch, so it's going to set you back about 15 minutes. 90 eastbound 211 to 410 right now, about a 10, 12-minute ride. And it looks like we do have a trouble spot at I-10 westbound approaching UTSA Boulevard. That stall now off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
It's a game day balla. The San Antonio Spurs open up the 25-26 season tonight in Dallas, taking on the Cooper Flag-led Mavericks. In the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys are involved in multiple trade rumblings. According to Trey Wingo, edge rusher Max Crosby with the Raiders is a possibility. Tom Pelissero stated the Raiders met with their star pass rusher yesterday to inform him they weren't shopping him and won't part ways. Trade deadline is November the 4th. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
8:03 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. And Frank is explaining to me. Thank you for explaining it to me, Frank.
Getting mansplained?
Yes, I'm getting mansplained. Frank explained, well, at the beginning of the season, the 49ers had the easiest schedule. And they did. The way that they make strength of schedule preseason is what's everybody on your schedule's win total, and then it's like their Vegas win total, like what are they expected to do, and that's how they decide strength of schedule. Preseason. Now, preseason, the Colts were expected to win 5.5 games. It turns out the Colts, who were looked at as a bad team, are a good team. The Bengals were expected to win 10.5 games. I got news for you. The Bengals ain't winning 10.5 games. The Bengals are now a bad team. That's the way it works. The Dolphins were 7.5. They were projected to be an average team. I assure you the Dolphins are nowhere near an average team. This is week 8. We can't go off like preseason, the schedule was easy. No, we've got 7 weeks of data. So, and Claymore can say it's stupid or dumb is a bit too crude, but no, I mean, I guess I'm too crude then. It's dumb to pretend like the 7 weeks of the season that haven't happened, and we haven't learned something about these teams.
Well, you told me this was going to be an easy schedule.
Well, yeah, but things change. No, lied. I know. The Texans had the easy division. I mean, how could they lose? They're playing the Colts and the Jags. It's an easy division. Things change. We learned things. And I am a bit too crude, Claymore. That's the facts. I'm a crude person. I'm a pig. I'm like Alec Baldwin's daughter. I'm a rude, thoughtless little pig.
Yikes!
You remember when he said that? They played that.
That's hardcore, man.
They played that. His Alec Baldwin's ex-wife played a voicemail that he left for his daughter. His daughter was like a teenager, like a 13, 14-year-old. He said, "You're a rude, thoughtless little pig."
Well, I'd like to be around for Father's Day.
That's what a guy!
Fun day.
What a guy that Alec Baldwin.
You just give and give and give, don't you?
What a guy! Very crude, much like me. Despite the lessons that I'm learning from the Brigade Bar today about how nonsensical, how much I don't know, even though
it's tough being right all the time. It's hard being.
Well, it's very difficult for me, Rob. It's the curse. I'm still going to reward the Brigade Bar, even though Claymore called me crude.
Well,
I know. I am going to give someone from the I'm going to give someone from the Brigade Bar a chance at the stat is right. So let's play the music now, Vic. Let's play the music for the people. You in on this today? Or you want me to take?
All right. Let's roll over you. It's now time for the next edition of The Stat is Right. Your host is getting dressed, putting on his blue hat, pasting on the mustache. Here he is. It's AJ Parker.
Thank you. Thank you, Robbie. Come on down. All right.
Oh, man.
Here's the deal. We've been doing the Stat is Right all week. We've got our 2 winners so far.
Yes,
somebody, after this Broncos game, somebody's going to get tickets to go see the Cowboys in Arlington against the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals. And here's the deal. Here's how the game's played. I say, how many passing yards will Dakota Prescott have in this matchup against the Denver Broncos? The Denver Broncos.
Jackson Dart had a pretty good day.
Jackson Dart did have a good day.
Above
and
the average.
Dak is playing at an MVP caliber. MVP. Some people are saying.
You might want to use that in your choice.
But the Broncos statistically appear to be a strong defensive team.
Well, Dak's no Jackson Dart.
Well, no, he's not.
And who is?
So here is the question. Maybe I should reward someone who listened yesterday and also listening today. Let's see. I don't want to make it too tough. Let's do this. I'll do something from today. Today I said I made I had an underdog lineup, and it had Amin Thompson turnovers, it had Shai Gilgeous-Alexander points, rebounds, assists, and it had one more person stats that fell a half short. I want to know the player and the stat that I needed one more of to win my underdog lineup. The first person to put that in the Brigade Bar, you get to call into Vic and make your guess, and you will be the contestant on the stat is right. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? It's a. I'll just say he's a big time player. Big player. Some people are putting half answers. Some people are putting. Nobody's doing it. Nobody still don't have it. No, nobody
got here early enough.
Nope. Nope. Oh, man.
Keep going.
Somebody will get it, I bet. Somebody will get it.
Yeah, we'll visit it back in a minute.
I needed one more of these things from this player, and nobody. I don't think anybody's going to get it. I see a couple half answers, but nobody's gotten the full one. I guess we need to. What should we give it to the phone, or should we give up on these guys? They're
Get
not
on the phones.
They're not listening. They're just arguing with themselves.
Yeah. On the phone, 656-3776.
Yeah, just say caller 7, but I'll answer caller 8.
I tried to give him a chance.
Yeah.
I tried to give him a chance.
I'm angry with him right now.
I tried. No, nobody. Yeah, man.
Nobody had coffee yet.
No. There's no excuse.
No.
You either come to play or don't come.
Yeah, come on, guys. Adrian Cavazos. You are the winner.
There you go.
Chet Holmgren rebounds. I needed
all right, have him call in.
One more rebound. All right, Chet, you got give Vic a call, 656 ESPN, and you'll be the next contestant on. The stat is right. Now, you are going to have to prove to Vic, because Vic has a very innate system, way of keeping the cheaters out.
Yeah.
He ain't going to let you cheat, Bubba. He ain't going to let you cheat. So call on in, Adrian. Look at all these people calling in now. There's like 50
I know.
people calling in.
They're ruining it.
Adrian Cavazos, call in. Adrian Cavazos, you call in. You are the winner.
Let's see.
Jeez, man. Jeez. All right. Where were we? Oh, with Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones sound. This was a question that I really think is real. Did the win this week change? And I really think it has to have, because my mindset about what the Cowboys can do changed this weekend. Cowboys are in second place right now.
I know, and the circumstances have certainly benefited them. But for me to view positive change, I need it 2 weeks in a row. You have to stack success.
I agree.
And they're doing okay. But once you stack it, then I'll start talking about I'm a believer.
But also, the Eagles aren't that good.
No, their circumstances are very beneficial. I am not, but when I look at the Cowboys, until you stop being the EKG, up, down, up, down, up, down, I'm not a believer. This is still a very flawed football team that has had some benefits. If the defense can turn around, if Overshown can play, and all these little things, we have not reached the now we're talking stage like I have reached with Seattle and the Colts. Now we're talking with those teams. We're not there yet for me with the Cowboys.
And Claymore says, AJ, we reward the callers even though the Brigade Bar is the loyal listeners.
You're right.
I just rewarded the Brigade Bar, and you guys didn't. And I still rewarded them. I still gave it away on the Brigade Bar.
It angered me. I wouldn't have done that.
Rob wanted to move on from you guys.
You guys were here from the get-go, and you were asleep at the wheel. You let down. You're the leaders.
Yeah,
You're the leaders of this roster.
Claymore, don't talk about loyalty.
You're team captains.
Don't talk about loyalty and then go hit cardio instead of listening to the show.
So,
all right. I
have certain to those that are granted entrance. Great expectations follow. So you got to live up to it.
Here's Jerry talking about if there's potential to trade a player at the deadline.
Well, I don't. When you say see the potential, I assume you're asking what degree of potential.
Yeah.
And candidly, I don't necessarily see a high degree there, but I don't want to preclude it from happening. We should be constantly, and believe you me, we are all the time.
Believe you me,
communicating with possibilities to get better with our roster or to address soft spots in the roster. What you really need to ask the question is, did the win Sunday cause us to think more that we're more likely to trade or get a trade today than if we'd lost. Isn't that a good way to catch that question?
Yep. So what's the answer?
No.
Yeah, so what's the answer? That's what I keep thinking. No, okay.
When you have...
Sunday didn't affect that.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
If the Raiders called you today and said, we will trade you Max and all that money, but we want Pickens and one of your draft picks.
I would do that in a
We want
heartbeat.
Pickens and 2 of your draft picks.
No.
Because I have a feeling that's what I'd be asking for.
I mean, Pickens that's a good asset already.
Well, I know if I'm
now it's an asset that's expiring.
That's what I'm saying. And they could probably go get him, but they probably, if they get him in-house, could sign him cheaper. I'm just trying to find where there's an opportunity with the Cowboys. Where, if we are looking, what are you willing to give up? Because
I would give up.
You're gonna have to give up something. Because if you get a guy like Crosby, you're handing the Cowboys a playoff berth. And that's with giving up Pickens. I think this offense would not be nearly as good, but the defense would be so much better, and you'd have a closer in the fourth. You're giving them a playoff. You're giving it to them. So I think anybody of merit, I'm charging through the nose for the Cowboys. That's why I don't think anything's going to happen.
Yeah, if I'm the Raiders, and the Raiders, I think the Raiders keep saying they don't want to trade Max Crosby, and I don't blame them. Max Crosby he's the face of their franchise, but their franchise sucks. They've got to do something to turn things around, which really means they're going to have to draft a quarterback, and they're going to have to hit on it. But they need much more than a quarterback. I wouldn't blame them for moving on, but I think that asking for 2 firsts for a guy you're already paying a ton of money to, I don't think that happens.
Well, yeah, the reason I think the Cowboys are primed for Crosby is because he's already said, I would have spent the money on Mike. I would have. It was other stuff.
Absolutely.
So I think he would more than happily take on a Max Crosby contract.
Which, by the way, that's one thing that got covered up by the Cowboys having a big win was Micah Parsons having a 3-sack day.
Yeah, man.
Which I didn't realize it. That was the first 3-sack game of his career.
Yeah. But Jadeveon Clowney got one for the Cowboys. So
same thing. Same.
Out.
Same. Basically
Almost.
exactly the same guys. All right, let's take a break, and we'll talk some football, some more football on the other side of this thing. Then at 8:30 we'll have Dr. Jason Garrett on. It is the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, a Rosti is a thing. It's a name, but it's more importantly, it's a method of getting you out of pain. And Rosti providers are all around San Antonio, highly trained medical professionals with one goal in mind, and that's to get you out of pain as fast as possible. And it's not through the old routes, the pills that hide it, the surgeries that prolong it, the kind of therapy that doesn't help, just kind of prolongs the pain. This is about getting you fixed and getting you back into your life. And we talk about getting back into the game. We're talking about, are you able to go out with your kids and take a walk around the block? Are you able to go to the zoo or go for a little hike? And if you can't go out and fix things in your front yard or your backyard, you know, it kind of slows your life down. You need to call a Rosti because 1, what they do works. 2, what they do works fast. And 3, they work under the same premises as medical professionals. They accept insurances. And the most important part of a Rosti is you don't have to wait. You don't have to call and get an appointment sometime 3 months from now, and you don't even need a referral. You can call them today. There are providers all around San Antonio. In fact, their website, Arasti.com, has a map of their providers, and they're adding them all the time. I bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are now. The pain you're feeling right now, you can feel better today if you'll call this number, 1-800-404-6050. Their website, again, is Arasti.com. So if you're dealing with those soft tissue injuries, those sprains or your strains, maybe it's lower back issues, maybe you're going through the spasms or you got some sciatica issues, maybe it's a frozen shoulder or tension headaches, all those can be fixed fast with a Rosti. What are you waiting on? Call them right now. Go see them. And before you know it, you're going to be coming on by thanking me later.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. The Cowboys are in Denver taking on the Broncos at Empower Field at Mile High. Pre-game at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim B. You like that? How about them Cowboys? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great-tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this. The insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
We've reached that time of year, boys and girls. The NBA is upon us, and there's no better way to get in on the action than with Underdog. Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, block parties, they are back. And playing on Underdog is so easy. You just pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on their stats. Points, rebounds, steals, blocks. You get your picks right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. I'm going to be looking at the Spurs early on, and I'm going with Victor Wembanyama, big man himself. Let's go higher on his blocks. I think it's a great way to start things off. Download the app today. Use promo code ALAMO. That's ALAMO, and you'll score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play for just $5. That's promo code ALAMO. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
You're listening to The Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Bum, 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 bum. Good morning, everybody. 8:21 on the Morning Huddle. Claymore just said he doesn't want to go. He's good, fam. He don't want to go to the damn Cowboys game. He ain't trying to see that nonsense. He's a Cowboys fan. What's he want to go see him get killed in public?
He's got cardio to do.
Everybody's mad that Adrian called in.
I know.
I know.
Why? Because
hating
he
ass
broke from the brigade bar.
Yeah. He's like,
Splitter.
Can't believe you use your telephone.
Sold us out for a couple of tickets, for an opportunity for a couple of tickets.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right. Want to take an early look at the NFL. Oh, but you know what? I do want to play this. We got two guys who said things that are controversial now in the NFL. Before we look at these games, here's Woody Johnson, the owner of the New York Jets, a really well-run organization. Here's Woody Johnson talking about Justin Fields.
What's your confidence level in Aaron to turn it around?
Well, it looks like he's turning around parts of it.
it's hard when you have a quarterback with, with a rating that we've got. He has the ability, but something just is not jiving. But if you look at any head coach with a quarterback like that, you're going to see similar results if you go across the league. You have to play consistently with, at that position, and that's what we're going to try to do for the remainder of the season.
So what gives you hope then? Does he give hope?
I just think defense, special teams are doing better. The defense is pretty good, and if we can just complete a pass, it would look good. You got to complete some passes. You got to convince them that you can do something. Otherwise, it's hard to have have a game that you could win.
Okay, first of all, he ain't wrong. You can't win when Justin Fields is your quarterback. The difference is, I could have told you that before the season, and you went and gave him money to try and do it.
This guy is a piece of work. Woody Johnson. Would you want an owner?
No.
Legit, that knows nothing of football, that is a total trust fund billionaire grandbaby who was born to it, who has an idea of what the real world is like, whether it be a football team or any kind of anything, who's taken his football advice, as he has admitted, from his kids' fantasy football roster. You hear that? I don't know if I want him as my owner because he's a complete idiot, or it's a worse nightmare where this guy is taking advice from anybody. Because what he said, you're right, is true, but you can tell that was an opinion extrapolated from what somebody told him. Like, he's not watching. He don't know.
Well, you could look at the NFL QBR list. There's 33 names on it, and Justin Fields is at 31.
Well, his quarterback, by the good news, did you know he's not throwing an interception?
Yeah.
So there's some positive
there. There is that.
But the fact remains, you just got destroyed by the dumbest owner in football.
Yeah.
I mean, you are so bad that the dumbest owner in football is making jokes about you.
But the truth is, you call it the Peter principle. Justin Fields doesn't belong. Justin Fields isn't an NFL quarterback.
No, and they paid, how much they pay him? $30 million?
They paid him good, man. Yeah. I don't get it. I knew this. Justin Fields couldn't beat out Russell Wilson last year to be a starter in Pittsburgh. Like, that should have been a sign.
There's 50 signs, AJ. They're so poorly run, and I still stand by it. I'm not out on Aaron Glenn, though I think he has Peter principled as well. It was a fireable offense to start that quarterback and play him for 2 quarters, and it's not about sticking with the money. I got to play him because I paid him. Your whole team saw this. Your whole team saw you roll his sorry ass out again, and I know his backup ain't any better. But you know what I mean?
Tyrod Taylor's a professional quarterback.
But at least he's a professional that'll at least muddle through, and at the very least he's going to give it the shot. And Fields was gun shy, good, bad, or indifferent. It was over. That was a fireable offense, and only under Woody Johnson do you get away with even doing that.
It's so funny. Like, I know I make fun of the Jets all the time. I'll never not make fun of the Jets because they are the Jets are the kind of thing that make you feel good if you're a fan of any other franchise. Like,
did you see that high school kid get interviewed after the game the other day? He's like, "This sucks. I was born into this. I didn't choose the Jets. This sucks." I feel terrible for you. I do.
If you're a Cowboy fan and you're sad about your life, I got news for you. You ain't a Jets fan.
Dude, I get it. I get it. And you're worse off than I am. Your owner's an idiot. I got an egotistical narcissist billionaire of my own to deal with, but at least he has shown at sometimes a proclivity to pay players, to pay the good ones. And you don't even have that.
Somebody on Twitter tried to flex on me that the Jets have a Super Bowl ring and the Bills don't. I said, dude, I'm glad that the Bills did not win Super Bowl III. If my life beyond Super Bowl III was being the Jets.
Exactly.
You keep that ring and you cherish it.
Was there color TV back then?
No. There was color film.
Okay. Kodachrome, right?
Kodachrome. They had to paint each individual slide when it happened.
I really believe, I can't imagine life as any other fan. I mean, I guess Cleveland's close, but I would rather be a Browns fan than a Jets fan. Like, the Jets, it just feels. But here's why. And here's why the Jets are the most embarrassing franchise. Because every year, it's like Groundhog Day. The Jets fans really believe their team is going to do it this year. Like, when they got Aaron Rodgers, they really thought, we're a quarterback away from winning a Super Bowl. And they got Aaron Rodgers, and then it was, I mean, in the most hilarious way possible, he breaks the very first time he's on the field.
Yeah. Which is the curse.
I mean, they are just such a hilariously, it's a comedy of errors.
It's at the top, and when you hear your owner interviewed like that, the way he's just stammering, trying to find an answer that somebody might have told him in conversation while the game was going on, and he wasn't paying any attention
Dude,
to
you did this. This is you, Woody. Like,
he doesn't care. It's a plaything, man. This means nothing to him. Nothing.
Elsewhere, Sean Payton, the head coach of the Broncos, had something to say about the Giants.
I have a ton of respect for that organization. I spent 4 of my early years there coordinating Super Bowl, first game in this stadium before 9/11, close with the Mayor Tisch family. And, they found a little spark with that quarterback. I was talking to John Mayer not too long ago, and I said we were hoping that change would have happened long after our game.
So basically,
Russell, take this with you.
Yeah, that's his way of saying, I was hoping you guys kept Russell around until we were done playing.
God, he hates Russell.
He does.
Hates him.
He
I'm
does.
going to pay you millions and millions of dollars to go away.
Well, Russ said he woke up and said, classless, but not surprised.
Let's ride.
Didn't realize you're still bounty hunting 15-plus years later through the media. And then some hashtag let's ride laughing emojis.
How long ago was that? The media, the bounty gate. That was more than 10 years ago. That's been 25. It was right after their Super Bowl. It was the year after their Super Bowl.
15, 16 years ago now.
Has it been about 16? Okay, yeah.
But yeah, so obviously Russ was in Denver in 2023 when Sean Payton got there and quickly left town. But I
like Payton choosing violence.
He really does.
I think he really wanted Russell to do something, and he pissed him off. Like, no, this is not my guy.
Yeah,
because he took the job. And got Russell? Was Russell already there when he took the job?
Russ was there,
and he took the job knowing full well this cat's getting paid all kinds of money. I don't think he thought that he'd be able to get him out of town.
Yeah, I don't really. I think Sean Payton's right. You were better off. They would have been much better off playing against Russell Wilson than Jackson Dart.
Absolutely.
But also, there's no need to kick dirt on the corpse of Russell Wilson at this point. Like,
I called the owner and told him, your other quarterback sucks. I didn't want to say it that way, but
he's had his. Russ knows where he's at now at this point in his career. I think most of us know. There's no need for Sean Payton to it's just swiping dirt up over on top of Russell Wilson's
it couldn't
corpse.
happen to a nicer guy though.
Very, very unnecessary. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk to the doc. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
If you ever walk into a deal or dealership, whatever it might be, and wish that you could just make the proper offer, not what is said in the newspaper, not what you've seen, but you know what something's worth, and you go in and make an offer. Don't you wish you could do that? When you go over to Ewald Kubota and you make a valid, strong offer, you know that if it's right, if it's correct, no great offer is ever refused at Ewald Kubota because they know that they're going to be here tomorrow. They're going to be here next year. They're going to be here for you as long as you need the kind of partner that you would need if you're on a building site, whether you're running a farm, whether you're running a lease. You need equipment. Ewald Kubota is the place because, one, they've got the best tractor out there. My daddy raised me saying Ewald Kubota, Kubota's a fine tractor, and he's right. And right now, if you're at a work site and you're stopped because something's broke, I can tell you're probably not dealing with Ewald because they got the parts, they've got the service, they've got everything you need after the sale. And if it's time to buy a baler, if you're looking to get your hay cut, they've got great deals on all of those with increased warranties. Look, you're going to have to go by any of the many Ewald Kubotas around Central and South Texas to see what I'm talking about. But know this, now's the time to step into Ewald Kubota. The deals can be made, and they're giving you the Pilone stuff on top of it. From the Texas coast to the hill country, the Ewald Kubota, it's your Kubota dealer.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We're still working this trouble spot downtown on 35 upper level, southbound as you approach San Pedro. This wreck is in the left lane, and it has you stop and go from North St. Mary Street. Did clear the wreck on 281 southbound approaching Evans. Still rolling a bit slowly along 90 eastbound 211 on over the 410. On I-10 westbound approaching UTSA Boulevard, that stall's been moved off of main lane, now off to the right shoulder. Noticing a little bit of a delay from right around Desavala. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
This report is sponsored by American Public University.
The future won't wait. Neither should you. That's why American Public University offers affordable, flexible master's programs to keep you moving forward. American Public University, built for what's next. Learn more at apu.apus.edu.
Guys, you can feel your energy slipping away, losing what makes you you. Could be low testosterone. Take action. Synergenics and Low T Center can help reclaim your energy with a quick and simple free T-test. Visit a local Synergenics or Low T Center and receive pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, never compounded like other clinics. Experienced providers increase your testosterone to the level that is right for you. Discovered by most major insurance, affordable self-pay options are available. The best you is waiting. Book your free T-test at trtmvp.com.
We love high school football and a team you can always count on. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quartermoon is here to tackle the toughest challenges, from plumbing mishaps to AC troubles, with the same dedication and passion that drives a winning touchdown. Our playbook is simple: fair prices, expert service, and a commitment to local families. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, your winning solution for a comfortable home. Proudly serving our community with local hospitality. From the penthouse to the outhouse to the schoolhouse, call Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only 100% night harvested agave. And you might be saying, well, why do I care when it's harvested? It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting and out of the brutal heat. Benefits to workers who would normally work into the heat of the day. It's just better for the flavoring. And speaking of flavoring, it's 100% additive free. No flavoring, sweetening, or coloring added, and it's unfiltered. Live your life unfiltered and do it with Blue Star Tequila. Find Blue Star Tequila at Alamo City Liquors, Costco, Specs, and Total Wine.
It's Truck Month at North Park Chevy in Castroville. Buy a new 2026 Silverado 1500 Custom at the low price of $33,999, plus 2.9% financing for 72 months. Save $10,000 off MSRP on the new 2025 Silverado Heavy Duty. Lease a new 2026 Colorado for only $299 a month. No dealer add-ons, and we deliver anywhere in Texas. Together, let's drive North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com. Must qualify. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This college football season, the Crunch Time Hero of the Week is brought to you by PorkRinds.com, the nation's premier hub for pork rind lovers everywhere. Each week, a college player will post on Instagram, and each share over a 2-week period equals a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, which helps families who are dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Giving back with the perfect snack to celebrate those big Crunch Time plays. Find your rind at PorkRinds.com or find Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at HEB.
An accident or injury can derail your life in an instant, leaving you struggling to pay for medical bills and daily expenses. At Thomas J. Henry, we believe every Texan deserves justice, no matter their financial situation. That's why we offer our no-win, no-fee promise. You don't pay us unless we win your case. We know how difficult recovering from an accident can be. Let us handle your case while you focus on getting better. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, have the Texas Longhorns disappointed? Can they get it back? Well, we'll talk to somebody that ought to know, Bob Ballou from KI Sports.
And you think about college football, who's the best? We'll talk about that with Danny Cannell at 5:15.
And RJ Ochoa. We'll talk a little Cowboys and Max Crosby.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning.
Almost a good morning.
Oh, yeah.
It's about to get better.
It's about to get better. You know him. You love him. Joining us now on the Buyers Barricade guest line. He's from Arasti. The one, the only, Dr. Jason Gary. Hey, good morning, Doc.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Hey,
Good,
we're
man.
doing all right,
Hope your
boss
stuff
man.
is working. It's World Series time.
That's right. Doc, we got a couple things to hit you with today. Let's talk about Mike Evans first. Dude finally came back from a hamstring injury, gets out on the field, and he broke his collarbone on Monday. I was wondering what was going on. I thought he had like some sort of
I thought he got the wind knocked out of him.
I was worried he was like having some sort of heart issue or something. Turns out he's got a broken collarbone, and the Bucs are saying, "quote most of the year." What's the healing process of the collarbone like, and what's a reasonable timeline that we could see Mike Evans back?
Yeah, so it's the most commonly broken bone in the body. It's really easy to do. It's as long as it's not completely displaced or shattered into a bunch of pieces. If it's a clean break, a lot of times they can go in there, they can put a screw, put a plate. In 6 weeks, it's pretty good to go. There's not a lot of muscle around there that's been torn or damaged, so you rarely see any ligament damage or any muscle damage. There's no healing or rehab there. It's not a very mobile bone, so you don't lose a lot of range of motion. He'll get a little bit of shoulder stiffness, but really, 6 to 8 weeks could be a reasonable timeline to come back. Now, he'll lose some muscle mass, so there's a risk of re-injury.
He's 32. Does his age play a role in this? I mean, because he's 32, is it going to take a little bit longer to heal?
Yeah, so a 32-year-old NFL football player, especially, he's had a bunch of injuries. He's super tough. He's one of the tougher receivers. He's not like a prima donna like a lot of them are. But 32 is a lot older than 32 in a non-football player. It's more like 42. But again, this isn't a joint, and so joints are more destructive to older people. This is just a bone. It's going to heal really well. At that age, it heals completely, just like a 22-year-old. So it shouldn't be that big of a deal with the age for the collarbone.
Jeremy Sohan sprained his left wrist yesterday, apparently. Now, it's coincidence that he didn't get extended yesterday. Yesterday was the deadline to extend him, and they didn't extend him. I think there might be some Micah Parsons, my back hurts here to this. But what's a sprained wrist? What's the damage on that? What kind of a timeline are we looking at?
Most sprained wrists are day-to-day. They respond really quickly. Now, there are some times, so there's 8 carpal bones in the wrist, and if you tear some ligaments in there, or if you break one of the bones, then you can have some extended healing, some poor outcomes, and hypermobility in the wrist. I doubt that's the problem. If they're just saying a sprain, I mean, he could literally come back, put some tape on it, put a mild brace on that, and probably play right away, depending on how big of a game was coming up.
And it doesn't matter what wrist; it won't affect his shooting. What's the big loss? Now, DeMarvin Overshown has been designated for return. So we're in the last mile of his rehab from his knee last year. So what do you do? Where are we now if you're watching his preparation to start playing football when everything appears to be physically right? So what's the process like from getting designated return to being ready to suit it up and actually go play a football game?
So they'll go through all the different drills from conditioning, speed, fitness, cutting, make sure the knee feels great, pretty much 100% or as good as it's going to be. The last hurdle is really getting in the game and getting hit hard and taking a bad fall, and then mentally realizing, okay, it didn't explode. I'm good to go. Usually that's the last step. Now, if he gets out there and he takes a little hit and he kind of re-injures it a little bit, that can be devastating from a mental standpoint because then you're always a little hesitant. And with knees especially, if you're not confident, if you're playing not to get hurt, that's almost always when you tear an ACL or something else.
Jaden Daniels with a hamstring. The MRI says it is not a long-term injury, but correct me if I'm wrong, if you've got a hamstring, even a pretty like a low-grade hamstring injury, rushing it back is probably that's the best way to re-damage it. Am I wrong on that?
No, you're not wrong at all. And actually on MRI, you can have a really badly pulled hamstring, and MRI will show nothing. It's really only going to show if there's tearing in the muscle, if there's bleeding inside there, or if something is ripped off the bone. That's when it's a long-term hamstring issue. Most of the time with most strains or pulls of muscles, they don't even show up on the MRI because the fascia that's supporting the muscle has become distorted, has become injured, it's full of pain fibers. It helps the muscle contract. And so usually in the absence of, great medical care, 6 to 8 weeks is what you're looking at with a hamstring pull. Now with advancements and really aggressive treatment, it could be as little as 2 weeks, especially if it's mild. I mean, sometimes even 1 week. But like you said, you don't want to rush that back because you don't know how good it is until you really test it. And you don't want to do that too early or it all unravels.
Darren Waller, pectoral strain, week to week. They're saying it's not going to require surgery. Is that just more of a pain tolerance thing if it's non-surgical, or is that another thing that could be damaged more by going out there and trying to catch footballs?
So usually with a pec strain, when you're talking about non-surgical, it means the middle of the muscle has basically there's torn some fibers. It's just like a hamstring pull. It's in the middle of it. The problem with the pec is it tapers off into a very thin tendon compared to like a hamstring, which is a huge insertion into the ischial tuberosity or your butt bone. The pec, if you damage some of that tissue and now it's not fully strong, the likelihood of tearing that tendon is way higher. So you don't want to rush those back, especially because if you reach out and grab somebody just wrong and you rapidly stretch that muscle, sometimes the tendon just snaps in a healthy pec, let alone a damaged one.
So that's what a torn pec is? You're more worried about the tendon than the muscle?
Yeah, the muscle's not a big deal because when it tears in the middle of the muscle, it heals predictably, it scars down, it's going to be fine. You just got to rehab around it. But a torn pec is where the tendon rips off at the shoulder.
Is that more typically a weightlifting injury more than a football play injury?
It definitely happens a lot more in weightlifting, especially in guys that are using performance enhancement drugs.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for the answer. There it is. I didn't want to bring it up first, but I'm glad you did.
That appears to be an accusation.
I didn't accuse. It just it might not be causational.
And I think Darren Waller was more of a heroin guy.
Well, you got hooked on a rapper, right? Didn't he fall in love with a singer and had to retire?
Yeah,
she broke his heart.
Yeah, he was all messed up. Well, he's the one who he fumbled the bag with Kelsey Plum.
Was that who it was? Yeah, it was Kelsey Plum. Yeah.
Last one, Doc. Bryce Young has. This is interesting to me. Bryce Young has a high ankle sprain. And they're saying they expect him to only miss 1 week. Now, he's playing the Buffalo Bills this week. I think he just wanted to skip the game against the Bills after playing the Jets. But since when can you come back, especially if you're a semi-mobile quarterback like Bryce Young is, you have to rely on some athleticism. Coming back from a high ankle sprain after 1 week seems a little, maybe a little aggressive. Am I wrong on that?
No, you're right. He definitely does not have a high ankle sprain if he's going to come back in a week. That's physiologically impossible. Well, I don't say impossible. Weird things happen, but the physiology makes that nearly impossible because that tissue just doesn't allow for it. Now, a lot of times people get called a high ankle sprain because they have swelling high up on their ankle, but that's not a real high ankle sprain. That's kind of a misnomer. So they may be just calling it a high ankle sprain, but there's no possible way if he has a diagnosed high ankle sprain, he's going to play in a week.
Now, when you say the swelling high on the ankle, if it's not a high ankle sprain, what is it?
It's just swelling up. It's an inversion ankle sprain, the same one you probably had playing basketball a million times where you roll your ankle, and then that big old egg turns on the outside of your ankle, and sometimes the swelling goes a little further up into your shin, so people think it's a high ankle sprain, but just swelling high in the ankle.
Real quick, there are some terms that I don't think are strong enough for the injury you're dealing with, like turf toe. It's much worse. Bone bruise. When I see that, you kind of go, bruise. But it's enough to keep Penix day to day. What is the modern treatment for a bone bruise other than ice?
Yeah, ice, rest, anything you can do to stimulate healing. So There's some peptides that I don't know if they're considered performance enhancing in the NFL. They don't really enhance performance. There's one called BPC 157. They call it the Wolverine peptide.
Oh, I want some of that.
Yeah, and you can inject that just into your abdominal subcutaneous fat, and anywhere you have inflammation in the body, it helps it heal faster. So things like that can help. It doesn't give you a performance edge. It just helps you heal injuries faster.
Adamantium.
Well, unfortunately, I don't have any subcutaneous fat, so I can't. It's
yours
not
is
an option
all.
for me.
What's other than post?
Yeah, I think
cutaneous fat.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. That is Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. Doc, we appreciate the time. We'll talk to you again next week.
Take care, Doc.
All right, thanks, guys.
There you go. That is Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. He and all our guests join us on the Buyers Barricade guest line. Buyers Barricades providing traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Thank you to Dr. Garrett for hanging out with us today. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Before we go to break, did you see the quote from Russell Westbrook's? I guess he's writing a book.
Is it Let's Ride?
It's about, or no, I guess he's not writing the book. So Yaron Weitzman is writing a book called A Hollywood Ending, The Dreams and Drama of the LeBron Lakers.
All right.
And
I'm interested.
Russell Westbrook, apparently, who was there from 2021 to 2023, said that he became frustrated with LeBron and his perceived fake habits. He said this is who LeBron was, and he was done putting up with it. So he didn't want to be around LeBron anymore because he felt like he was a phony and a fraud. He says, while James appeared to defend his teammates with the media, it felt inauthentic to Westbrook. James's repeated use of the phrase, let Russ be Russ, with media after games bothered Westbrook. He didn't feel like it was genuine because it didn't match the attitude he received behind the scenes. I think nobody understands what that means. I think people just say it. That wasn't true, so let's just be honest. And it apparently,
I don't want to understand what he's mad at.
I don't either. Because he was mad because LeBron was saying, let Russ be Russ.
Just go be you. Okay.
Yeah. But apparently it says it reached a breaking point for Westbrook in 2023. L.A. was off to an 0-3 start. The team was gathered for a film session. Rob Pelinka informed the group that Will Smith would be visiting the practice facility as a guest. When the session ended, Pelinka was set to bring Will Smith up to meet the players. LeBron reportedly said, y'all got this, and walked out a back door. Anthony Davis followed right after him.
Good.
The team was taken aback, and Westbrook asked if they were all leaving. Patrick Beverley insisted that the rest of the team had to stay and began arguing with Westbrook, who wondered why LeBron and AD were exempt from the visit.
Hey, man, it's called, in the military, what was it, RHIP?
Yeah.
Rank has its privilege.
It says Darvin Ham eventually had to leave the room and come back with LeBron and AD. When Will Smith came, LeBron asked numerous questions about his new movie. And then there's a picture on social media accounts with LeBron smiling and Russ is not smiling. And Russ said, I hated that fake bleep. I just can't do it. He's a phony. I haven't talked to Bron and I don't know how long. Now, of course, when he said I haven't talked to Bron and I don't know how long, he's wearing like a giant, like a pilgrim hat or like a hat.
Borrowed one from Cam Newton?
No, it's like his is more like the hat you would wear on like a bad guy in a cowboy movie. It's not like a regular cowboy hat. It's the big wide brim, like Red Dead Redemption hat.
High Plains Drifter.
That's right. That's right.
First of all, Russell is notoriously prickly. We all know that. He's a prickly dude, and he plays prickly. That's why he was great. LeBron's fake. You can't be what LeBron has been for 30 years without and be yourself. I don't care who you are. You can't be, in the eyes of the public, other than little, ego things, be perfect. None of us are perfect. And then you take your imperfection and surround yourself with hundreds of millions of dollars and yes men, and then see how perfect you are for 30 years. And LeBron has walked the tightrope. I will give him the credit. And I'm glad we're talking about this because last night it struck me at the beginning of the season when they said, coming up next, Michael Jordan. I froze. Wow.
What?
Michael, because Michael only comes out like Punxsutawney Phil once a year. And you get just a little taste of him in his yellow eyes and his competitiveness. And you go, oh, that's what made him great. And then he just kind of disappear. The more you get to know Michael, the less you like him. You know, the more we got to know Michael, we realized, I don't like this guy. And I think LeBron saw that and said, well, you're never going to know me. You're never going to know me because what made me great are the things that you're not going to like me.
Yeah.
And I am more than a man. I am a brand. And he became the brand. And you're fake when you do that. So that's the price he paid.
It is, and that's why we could say, oh, well, LeBron, you never hear about baby mama drama. You never hear like the stuff you heard about with Kobe. You never heard about it with LeBron. You never hear about any of his vices. I don't know what his vices would be. All we heard about was Michael's vices.
Right. So,
so LeBron, he has shielded himself from so much of this.
Tiger and Michael do that and I can't do that. I have to be a brand, and all I can ever offer is positive stuff. You'll never find out about me sleeping around. You'll never have baby mama drama. Never a speeding ticket. Never anything like this.
Now, I'm not saying he hasn't done any of that stuff.
I'm not saying he hasn't
no
either.
Idea.
But he has set up guardrails, and Nike did it for him. Everybody that has been around him, he is too valuable to screw this thing up.
Yep.
So that creates a fake human. No one can be that.
All right, we are going to have a special guest on the other side. Mackenzie Rivers is going to join us from Las Vegas to talk some NBA hoops, get some insight into what this season might look like. It is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends November 1st. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I'm a plumber and needed to get work in the door.
So business was going down the drain?
Yeah, I went to Staples. They printed yard signs, business cards, even flyers to leave at supply stores.
But at what cost, man?
Well, I saved $125 on my order, and now I'm booked solid. Boom!
Back at ya. For your business printing, Staples.
That was easy.
Now save up to $125 on custom print orders. Valid in-store and online. Ends 11/1. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Hi, this is Sarah at the Department of Rejected Dreams. If you had a dream rejected, IKEA can make it possible.
I've always dreamed of a beautiful kitchen, but my wife just wants to stay organized.
You know what they say about opposites.
That they can't agree on a kitchen?
Well, IKEA kitchens come in many styles with a variety of customizable organizers. So maybe you're not opposites at all.
Beautiful and organized. Now we just have to figure out what to eat.
That's a different department. Get the kitchen of your dreams at a price you didn't dream possible at IKEA.US/dreamkitchen. Dream the possibilities.
The NBA season tips off, and so does DraftKings' newest fantasy game. DraftKings Pick 6 is the easiest way to play for big wins, with every possession giving you a shot at real money. Here's how to play. Just pick more or less on 2 or more stats and unlock the upside every game brings. The better your picks, the bigger your payout. Pick 6 is available in your state. Plus, new DraftKings customers can get $50 in bonus picks with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. Don't just watch basketball, cash in. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code KTFM. That's code KTFM. Play just $5, get $50 in Pick 6 bonus picks. Make the call. Ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Introducing the IHOP Value Menu, where all your breakfast faves are just $6 each every day. Where else can you get a big, filling sit-down breakfast for only $6? Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP Value Menu. Available every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations.
Kohl's lowest prices of the season are here, and they're so good, you're going to wish you had enough hands for a second cart. Save on cozy tees for women, comfy jeans for boys, refreshed essentials for your home, and so much more. Because when prices are this low, self-control is overrated. Shop Kohl's lowest prices of the season and stock up now. Select styles. Offer ends October 26th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We're still working this trouble spot downtown on 35 upper level, southbound as you approach San Pedro. This wreck is in the left lane, and it has you stop and go from North St. Mary Street. Did clear the wreck on 281 southbound approaching Evans. Still rolling a bit slowly along 90 eastbound 211 on over the 410. On I-10 westbound approaching UTSA Boulevard, that stall's been moved off a main lane, now off to the right shoulder. Noticing a little bit of a delay from right around Desavala. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
It's a game day balla. The San Antonio Spurs open up the 25-26 season tonight in Dallas, taking on the Cooper Flag-led Mavericks. In the NFL, the Dallas Cowboys are involved in multiple trade rumblings. According to Trey Wingo, edge rusher Max Crosby with the Raiders is a possibility. Tom Pelissero stated the Raiders met with their star pass rusher yesterday to inform him they weren't shopping him and won't part ways. Trade deadline is November the 4th. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
9 o'clock on the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. What'd you think of the broadcast last night, the NBA broadcast?
Good job.
I thought Tirico was solid. You keep turning your mic off. There you go. There we go.
He's turning it off. I'm turning it on. Welcome home. It felt very comfortable.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty solid. I didn't know what to think of Tirico. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to expect, but I thought he did a really good job. He's a pro's pro.
He is
baby.
absolutely the very best at being unobtrusive.
Yeah, he's got it. He's got it down, man. I enjoyed the call of that game. And normally I only notice broadcasts if they're really bad.
Right. It just felt, it felt welcome home.
But I was like, oh yeah, he did a damn good job. Damn good job. Vic is efforting our guest here. Still nothing.
The good news for the NBC crew is now they're going to get those late night NBC news broadcasts. So our local crew, Don Harrison and the likes, are going to do those late night broadcasts that they got away from years ago. Then they didn't have to deal with the wait, like the ABC crew who has to wait for the post Monday Night Football news. God, what a wait.
Hold on, I'm going to send you a cell number. He says here.
Is this all of us?
No, I'm not going to. I'm going to send it to Vic.
Oh,
yeah. This is a private, very private message. Here we go. Try that one, Vic. All right. Yeah. Well, I'm like someone who's normally immune to broadcasting. I was glad to hear that the NBC broadcast.
Well, the real thing to pay attention to is how much has ESPN meddled with the TNT crew.
We'll see.
That's really. I mean, you expect it to fall into very comfortable hands at NBC because, shoot, they spent a bunch of money on this. This is a big deal for them. ESPN, they're a sports group. They're bringing in more personalities to an already personality-filled room. So you want them to just stay out of the way.
Yeah, we will find out tonight. We get our first ESPN broadcast tonight. I, for one, looking forward to hearing those guys do their thing. All right. What? Still nothing? All right, you're gonna have to vamp here for a minute, Ron.
We've got some crossed wires here.
Yeah.
The intent. Last night we began our season tonight. We got the Spurs headed up to see the Dallas Mavericks. Cooper Flag being the opening act, but really. This is the Spurs are opening the season, but as we look closer and closer to the numbers, this is not the Spurs team that we're going to be rooting for most of the year. They're not starting the season with De'Aaron Fox. They're not starting the season with Jeremy Sohan, two of the more valuable pieces as they kick this into gear. And no matter even if they were, the fact is, two of the top 7 players of the Spurs have not played one play at preseason. I expect fun. I expect a lot of highlights. You can't have a team full of guys like Steph and Wemby and now Dylan and Keldon, who's apt to bring you one. And we've seen what Cornette has been able to bring. I think we're going to see lots of highlights. It's just going to be a bunch of loose basketball. Last night we saw the Rockets had 20 turnovers.
Yeah,
20 turnovers, and that was still in the fourth quarter. That's what I expect to see from the Spurs over the next couple of days. Lots and lots of turnovers, but lots of fun offense too as they kind of get themselves up and down the court.
Yeah, hopefully we're not averaging 20 a night. That would be probably not ideal, but that to me, and I've said it before, I think that's the big thing that we're holding back from on with Wemby. Like if he can get his turnovers in order, then I think the sky's the limit. All right, let's go to the
hey, it worked.
We got it. Let's go to the Buyers Barricade guest line. Joining us from Vegas from pregame.com. Mackenzie Rivers, an NBA expert, joins us on the program. Good morning, Mac.
What is up? I love you filling time. I miss the professionalism of AJ Hoffman here at the pregame studio.
That's right. Yeah, Mac and I worked together for a long time up there in Vegas. And Mac, I'll say this. When we were doing a show on Fox Sports National, and I was having the best NBA betting or NFL betting year I'd ever had, and everybody was like, "Dude, you can't miss." And I'm talking like I was getting close to like 60%.
Yeah, 60 plus. Yeah.
And then that season ended, and then whatever McKenzie did in the NBA that year topped my NFL season. So everybody's like, "Oh, McKenzie!" And everybody just forgot about what I did. This dude knows his stuff when it comes to the NBA, guys. So we wanted to bring you on and just pick your brain about things. And we'll start with the Spurs, man, because this is a team here that we've been kind of waiting to take that next step. And the expectation, at least here in San Antonio, Mac, is that these guys are going to be a playoff team this year. And the win total for San Antonio is set at 44.5. What's your thoughts on the Spurs? Where do they sit, and what do they have to do to take this next step?
I kind of view the Spurs the same way I do the Mavericks, that they're probably going to be about an average team, but their upside is championship caliber. Victor Wembanyama in his second year, I know he didn't play the full year, but the stats were eye-popping. They were the fifth best. He was the fifth best player in the league, according to my favorite metric, estimated plus minus. Just how much do you impact the floor? Because a lot of it you don't see on the stat sheet. A lot of it's just people not shooting at the basket within 8 feet of it because of what Victor's doing. I think I'm really worried about the guards without De'Aaron Fox, at least to start the season. Rookies really never contributed to winning basketball in NBA history. Cooper Flagg's trying to change that. Dylan Harper is going to have to change that. He's going to start at point guard for them. So I think they have a high upside, but if they don't get the guard position right, or if Victor goes down, I could see them back in the low 40s.
Let's look at the top end of the West, at least, probably all the NBA. Certainly, we look at OKC, the Death Star. Everybody's chasing them. But what is it about Denver that has changed, that has put them into maybe even a 1A status in a lot of people's eyes?
When they won the championship in 2023, yes, it was Jokic being the best player in the world, which he still is. But they had a lot of help. They had Bruce Brown. They had KCP off the bench. And that's kind of what they mirrored in this offseason, changing a little bit of that top-end talent out for Michael Porter Jr. But Cam Johnson, the backup center, Jonas Valanciunas, they're just a deeper team. They ran out of bodies against OKC. Otherwise, they really could have beat them with Aaron Gordon's Game 7 injury. They were as good as the best team in the league last year in a 7-game series. So that's why people think, they're 1A.
Do you?
I don't. I think they are right there with Houston, right there with, I think the Warriors might be in that class, a step below the Thunder, because the Thunder don't have Jalen Williams for a game. They don't have Hartenstein for a few weeks. They're almost as good. They have a lot more anti-fragility than a team like the Nuggets, where if Jamal Murray, and this has happened a lot, has a slow start to the season or is out for a few months, they could be battling with all these other teams to be for playoff seeding.
Let me ask you about a couple of teams that I think are maybe a little bit overrated, and I am a known New York Knicks hater. And I know everyone's trying to find the new team in the Eastern Conference because the Celtics are out, but I'm a big believer that if you have Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns on the floor, then it makes you a bad defensive team. And when you have them on the floor, you have to do all this pick and roll stuff, which means you don't get to use Mikal Bridges and OG to the best of their abilities. Is there a way that this can be an even average defensive team with Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns on the floor at the same time?
It's unlikely. I think it's an uphill battle, but you look at what the coach Mike Brown did with Sacramento, and it was the same question. You have Sabonis on the floor, you have De'Aaron Fox on the floor. That's your best point guard, your best center. They're not good defensively. How do you work it? And they weren't great defensively in Sacramento, but they were better. They at least bought in to his system. So I don't think it's a personnel change. I think it's a mentality change. And all the Jalen Brunson supporters will say he doesn't care about his stats. He cares about winning. Well, he has had plenty of opportunities to not be like a score-only point guard that is able to move off the ball. Mike Brown will ask him to do that. I'm kind of skeptical, too, when it comes to the playoffs, that they're going to be as good as some of these, as Cleveland or even the Magic in the half court.
Let's talk about Cleveland and the Magic. Certainly everybody's little, I wouldn't even call them a dark horse anymore. The Magic are a good basketball team. We expect vast improvement, where Cleveland, they're just trying to run it back again. Of the two, which has the best possibility of actually coming out of the East?
There's a crazy stat with the Magic where since 2012, since Dwight Howard left of all people, they haven't had an above average offense or even a top 20 offense ever. And this is supposed to change this year with Desmond Bane. I'm optimistic that they're going to be good. But as far as who has the best chance, I've seen it with my own eyes that Donovan Mitchell can put up 30 a game in a big series. And I think Evan Mobley, a couple years behind him, age-wise, could be their best player by the end of the year. So I think Cavs have the best upside. They haven't shown it so far in the playoffs as a team, but I think individually they have the higher upside.
Are they the best in the East? In your mind, the best in the East?
Yes, I have them as my second best team in the league. I have them a little bit better than the Nuggets and the Rockets. Definitely the best team in the East.
I think a team that's got, and Rob and I talked about these guys a lot this morning. I think a team that has a lot of upside and maybe even like Eastern Conference Finals potential, but also could miss the playoffs, is the Sixers. And at least early on, like one of the most baffling lines tonight is that the Celtics, to me, are favored against the Sixers. I think the Sixers right now, with a healthy Embiid, are a better team than the Celtics. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the Sixers, if Embiid is healthy and motivated, and it seems like maybe he is for once, this could be a pretty good team with Tyrese Maxey there, and eventually getting back Paul George and getting back McCain. This feels like a team with really high upside. What are your thoughts on the Sixers and where they end up this year?
I agree with you that they should be favored versus the Celtics tonight. I think that's kind of a wild speculation that the Celtics with Anthony Simons and their new look team is going to be better than the Sixers that aren't really a new look team. They have all their guys. They just haven't put it together. But my favorite play for tonight for your listeners, Joel Embiid over 4.5 assists. He played for the first time in 8 months, a couple days ago in the preseason, looks svelte, looks Luka-esque, 20 pounds lighter. And in 19 minutes, he had 8 assists and 4 turnovers. So he's not trying to put his body on the line. He's trying to be a little more like Jokic, be a little more distributor from the top of the nail. And I think he'll be able to do that. However, you say if the Sixers are healthy, they're never healthy. Paul George is already going to miss the start of the season. So they're kind of like the Mavericks. They could win the championship, and I would not be shocked. I've seen crazier things. They have great guard play, like you said, in Tyrese Maxey and maybe even in the rookie Edgecombe. And they probably have the best center power forward combination healthy in the NBA with Paul George and Joel Embiid. We haven't seen it, but I would definitely say on a one-game basis, fully healthy, they're a top 3 team in the East.
Is this going to be an all-time rookie class? Are we looking at an infusion of talent like we haven't seen in maybe 10, 15 years?
Here's the thing about rookies. If you look up the top 25 highest scoring rookies in NBA history, exactly one, Blake Griffin, is from the last 30 years. In modern NBA, no rookie has ever done anything, really. It's really because of maybe they stay in school for an extra year, or maybe they brought in an extra year early, but they're always developmental projects in the NBA. If Cooper Flagg is, as Bill Simmons says, immediately a top 30 player in the NBA, I think it's possible, but it would be unprecedented in NBA history. If Dylan Harper is what Chris Paul was to the Spurs last year and playing 82 games and being the floor general, it's not outside of the realm of possibility, but it would be a big outlier in terms of what we've seen rookies do. Usually there's a little bit of a growing up to do, and I would expect the same thing from this class.
Let me ask you then, I'm looking at this, and I actually made a little wager on this Rookie of the Year, a long shot, and I'll explain why. Because I think this is a guy who's not going to be asked to do a lot, but he's going to be on a team that wins a lot of games. I think Nikola Topic at 100-1 to win the Rookie of the Year, a guy who for most of this season I think is projected to be starting for the best team in basketball, is going to be able to put up some decent numbers just by default. Do you think that's a decent number to get on a guy like Topic?
I can never argue against the 100-1. Like, what do they say in the office? If someone gives you 10,000 to 1, you just take it. I think because Cooper Flagg is kind of mispriced as a 65% favorite, there are opportunities for value out there. Topic has to play, and he didn't play much last night. I think it's
he's got his testicular issue. Still, he'll be a couple games. Funny. Yeah, he's got a couple games before he's back from his nut injury.
His balls are just bulging out of his pants. They got to sew them back together. He was supposed to be a top 5 prospect coming out in his draft, and he had that pre-draft injury that dropped him to 13. I do think voters in general are looking more for who's contributing to winning rather than just putting up stats. I've heard a lot of people complain about we're not just giving the awards to the highest points per game guys anymore. We're trying to look at the game holistically.
Let's look at the storylines as we head into the season. First and foremost, the Giannis watch. Expectations there. Will he be a buck after the trade deadline?
He's saying that, and I think it's 70-30 that he will be, and I think it's about 10% chance that he will be after this year. So it seems kind of like just a procedural thing, like nobody wants to rip the Band-Aid off, but it's a train coming down the tracks. He says he wants to compete. I do not see a path for the Bucks to compete this year or in the next couple years. So I think he might stay on that team. He might not, but it's coming to an end sooner rather than later.
I want to ask you about a couple of awards, and particularly how they affect a local guy here in Wemby. Wemby is a minus 175-ish favorite to be the Defensive Player of the Year. You and I I was texting with you last night, and we were talking about Alex Caruso. You could get him at like 200-1. Now, I don't know if guys like him will win it because there's no blocked shots and things like that come along with it. But to me, it almost feels like Victor, you're almost betting, does he play the minimum amount of games to win the award? Is that kind of the way you see it? Like, as long as he plays that amount of games, this is the Defensive Player of the Year?
100%. If he plays 65 games, the minimum, and he plays within 20%, if he's 80% of the defensive player he has been, the media narrative would love to hand this guy the award because it is remarkable. It is singular. He's averaging almost 4 blocks per game. Like in the 90s when they used to attack the paint all the time, much more than they do now, Hakeem Olajuwon, the greatest defender of all time, in my book, would average like 4 blocks a game. So he's right there among the best defenders and definitely the flashiest defender. People would love to give him the award. But going back to estimated plus minus, my favorite all-in-one metric, I kid you not, Alex Caruso was the most impactful defender last year. He showed it in the playoffs guarding Jokic, and he showed it last night guarding Sengun. It's not something that the traditional box score will pick up on, but yeah, he's right up there.
They'd have to win 70 games for them to consider him.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, he wasn't the best defensive player according to the media on his own team. They gave it to Lou Dort, got more votes.
True,
but that's just because they're wrong. You know, they're not watching every game like us. Like us real degenerates.
The MVP then is there a world where Victor, if this team is a playoff team, if they go over their win total, they're at 45, 46 wins, and they're a playoff team, Is there a world where you can see Wemby getting into the MVP conversation, and is 12-1 a decent number on him, or is that still a year or two away in your mind?
No, I think he's right there. I think last year the numbers started to show defensively they're like 15 points a game better, and they're not great when he's on the court, but they're 15 points per game better than the garbage that they put on the court without him, at least last year. So I think he maybe goes Luka, SGA, Jokic. Outside of that three, if the Spurs can win 50 games, he's going to be in that conversation.
Who's going to be a breakout player this year? Can Scoot Henderson be this year's Cade Cunningham?
Starting off the year with an injury, I'm not sure if it is. I think Montes Bazelis out of the Bulls. Yeah. They have a lot of opportunity to throw the ball to guys with opportunities to create. He impressed me in the preseason. I think he could put up 20 a game and get that award.
Last thing before we let you go, Mac, who's the team this year that we're going to be able to fade game in and game out? Who's the tanker this year? It's usually not the same team 2 years in a row. So I'm asking for someone non-Jazz category. Who's the garbage can this year?
The Washington Wizards have done everything that they can to be as bad as possible. Like Jordan Poole is kind of a laughingstock, but he was the one player that would scare you from the opposing defense. They're kind of throwing a bunch of rookies and second-year players at it. So they're trying very hard to be the worst. But you usually can't make money betting against the worst team every game. Sometimes you can. If you're betting money line, you're probably doing all right. But I think the Lakers looked really vulnerable last night, and I'm going to be looking to fade them in the near future.
I mean, their roster it's nonsensical. I can't believe who they're putting out there. One more. Because speaking of last night, the Rockets played and obviously gave the Thunder everything they could handle. I want to ask you about KD and if the maybe the overreaction to how good the Rockets can be, adding KD but also losing Van Vliet. And my real question is, at this point in his career, how much does KD add to a team's ability to win basketball games? I know the stats are going to be there, but the stats were there in Phoenix, and they couldn't win.
Right.
Like, is he still a guy who is going to make a team better, or is he just a guy who's going to go out there and light up the scoreboard?
Well, he scored like one basket in the second half because they asked him to play point guard, or at least he chose to play point guard. And I think it exposed last night as they gave up that lead and he ended up making the foul to lose the game. He's not the all-around basketball player he was in 2021 when he was leading the Nets and could have beat the Bucks in that famous Game 7. I think he's more of a specialist, which is what the Rockets need. They need a half-court offensive player. But without Van Vliet, like you mentioned, it's a lot of point guard by committee, and that did not work in Phoenix. So I was really optimistic after the trade. After the Van Vliet injury, I think they're a rung below the top teams in the West.
All right, there you go. Good
stuff.
That is NBA expert Mackenzie Rivers from pregame.com. You can find his stuff there. Is it at Mackin Rivers on the socials?
Yes, on X and Twitter and Instagrams and Facebooks and all that.
All right, there at Mackin Rivers. Go check him out there. Always good stuff from Mackenzie. Appreciate the time, man, and we'll talk to you again soon, bud.
Thanks, AJ.
Yep,
Good to talk to you.
Yes, sir. That is Mackenzie Rivers, pregame.com, and he and all our guests join us on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Buyers Barricades, providing traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. What do you think of that Embiid assist number? He's right that Embiid maybe not one to put his body on the line, could be more of a distributor.
Sure, why not?
Okay,
sure.
He's healthy
He's
tonight.
always been a sharing, giving player.
He's healthy tonight.
Yeah, he wants the other guys to be better than him.
Healthy tonight.
He's a servant leader.
All right, man. I'm going to tell you guys about Underdog. That's right, NBA is in swing, baby. Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, block parties, they're back. Underdog's the place to get in on all the action. So if you like Embiid higher on assists, like Mackenzie was saying, that's the place where you can play it. It's so easy. You pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on their stats, points, rebounds, steals, whatever it may be. You get them right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. I might use that Embiid play tonight, but I'm going to be on Steph Castle higher on his points tonight. I think the offense is kind of going to run through Steph tonight. So I'm looking for some Steph stuff to add to my roster tonight.
He really sees Dylan Harper playing a lot of point
guard. He does. I think that happens eventually. I'm gonna stick with Steph early on. So give me higher on Steph tonight. Guys, simple to play. Download the app today. Use the promo code ALAMO. You'll score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you pay your first $5. That's promo code ALAMO. Underdog. Make picks and win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. A couple of trouble spots along 281 northbound, that connector to get onto westbound 1604. That is road work. Left lane of the connector ramp blocked. A stall at 281 southbound Evans, now off to the right shoulder, so your main lanes are getting by. Southeast side of town, 181 southbound just past 37. We're getting reports of an accident. On 1604 westbound, Pat Booker Road to I-10, 7-8 minute ride and a bit slow. 1604 northbound, Calabar to Houseman. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay. Swapping out your tires? There's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for, from smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at the prices you'll love. eBay. Things people love.
Guys, you can feel your energy slipping away, losing what makes you you. Could be low testosterone. Take action. Synergenics and Low T Center can help reclaim your energy with a quick and simple free T-test. Visit a local Synergenics or Low T Center and receive pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, never compounded like other clinics. Experienced providers increase your testosterone to the level that is right for you. Discovered by most major insurance, affordable self-pay options are available. The best you is waiting. Book your free T-test at TRTMVP.com.
On eBay, every find has a story. Like if you're looking for a vintage band tee, not just any tee, the band tee. You wore it everywhere until your best friend stole it. Now you're on eBay, and there it is. Same tee from the same tour. The things you love have a way of finding their way back to you, especially on eBay. Where else can you find that mint trading card you searched everywhere for, or your first car, the one you wish you never sold? It has to be eBay. Shop eBay for millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Big color, bigger savings. It's Sherwin-Williams' biggest super sale. Get 40% off paints and stains October 17th through the 27th with prices starting at $29.39. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Is your everyday congestion preventing you from enjoying life's big moments? Try Vicks Sinex Saline today and get yourself back in the action. Vicks Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion with a gentle ultrafine mist. Sinex Saline's drug-free, no-mess formula instantly moisturizes and soothes dry, irritated nasal passages for quick and effective relief. Get back to enjoying life's big moments to the fullest without having to worry about everyday congestion holding you back. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
1, 2, 3, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon at 3:25. The Cowboys are in Denver taking on the Broncos at Empower Field at Mile High. Pre-game at 2:30. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam.
You like that? How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime.
Hello, everybody. How we doing? Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star. Every day around this time, I like to see what's going on in the world outside of sports, because there's a lot of stuff happening that it might fly under the radar for some of you, but to guys like Rob and I, we are what you would call, I think maybe Renaissance men is a good word for it. Like we're
sure.
raconteurs, maybe even.
Okay.
Like we got a lot going on, man. We got a lot going on. How about this story? The housewife who is now she's from Texas here, by the way. She's in Houston. Christina Chambers went on trial for manslaughter in connection with an April 2023 crash that killed Joseph McMullen as the two were leaving a Voodoo Donut shop there in Houston. Prosecutors allege that Chambers had been bar hopping with friends out that night. And
where were they?
At a donut store in Houston.
Okay. All right.
And she ran over her first date, the guy she was on the first date with.
Jeez.
Now, her lawyers are arguing that the reason it happened was her Christian Louboutin heels got stuck on the gas pedal of her Porsche as she drove down around one of Houston's most dangerous curves.
Jeez.
That's an RPP, man.
I know.
Yes. Now, that's one side of the argument. And there's always two sides to every tale, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other side is that she was trying to show off her sports car to her two friends that were inside the Porsche at the time of the wreck.
Okay.
She had a .301 blood alcohol content, which is about 4 times the legal limit. And she was also traveling over 70 miles an hour in a 45-mile-an-hour zone.
Yeah, is that so wrong?
And she had cocaine in the car. So this guy who's on a first date with some gal, like they're walking, and he's like, "Oh, I'm looking forward to getting to know you," and she's like, "Wow, this guy might be the one." And the next thing you know, he's splattered all over the sidewalk.
Trust the Porsche.
That's how you ruin a first date.
Well, the Porsche is what I'm worried about.
Oh yeah, that too, of course, that too. Chambers and her two passengers were also injured in the wreck, but I don't know if I'm not sure. And by the way, the people who the manager at the Slick Willie's pool hall that the crash was outside, he went outside to help, and he's like, "This is one of the worst crashes. Like, it looked bad." So he's like, "Man, I felt like I needed to get in there and help him out." As soon as mind you, he's walking up to a car wreck. You think you'd smell like burning rubber and gas.
Yeah.
He's like, it reeked of alcohol. He's like, I walked up to the crash site, all I could smell was booze.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens.
I got a feeling the whole my high heel got stuck. That ain't gonna fly. I don't think it's gonna work. But you never know. You never know.
She's driving a Porsche. There's some judgment to be had.
Yeah. Well, and I
take some money.
Just take her shoes. Take some
money.
It looks like Mark Ruffalo, who is the Incredible Hulk, says, do you like these comic book movies, Vic? I bet you like this.
I like them.
You like the Hulk?
Yeah,
Would you watch Would you watch a movie that was just about the Hulk, though?
Probably, yeah, because I grew up with them and then continued on with Ruffalo playing it.
Mark Ruffalo says he doesn't know if it's ever going to happen because he doesn't know if there's enough interest. First of all, I guess Universal owns the character rights, not Marvel.
They have had, remember,
kind of like Spider-Man.
Well, Ed Norton made that Hulk movie.
Yeah, and Ed Norton would have been in Avengers, but he was apparently a real pain in the ass to work with. So that we got to find a new Hulk if we're going to do this thing big.
I'm wearing out.
I don't know.
I'm wearing out.
So Mark Ruffalo says, I mean, obviously Spider-Man's a big enough character that it makes sense for them to do it, to pay the fee to do it.
Oh, yeah.
He's like,
even Aquaman had his own.
I know,
but
who wants to see that?
I mean, there's a place for it, I think, but for big names and this kind of big, it's over. What's his name walked away? Downey gave up Iron Man because he
died. Iron Man died.
Yeah,
but in another universe, he's alive.
Until he decided, in that multiverse, they'll bring him back. But he didn't want to do anymore. I mean,
I get it.
It's played out.
I think so too. I do think there's a world where this is what they tend to do. They'll just start over with all new people.
I'm sure. I'm down with that. But this storyline is done.
I think so too. I hate multiverses.
Oh, it's so confusing.
I don't like time travel in movies ever. I haven't found one good time
Back to
travel.
the Future.
No.
Oh, there's one on Netflix called Dark. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, no good.
Really?
I don't like that.
I love that one.
I don't like that.
That was good.
Was that German?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like that. Everybody said, "Oh, this is gonna be a great. You'll love this, AJ. It's super super gritty, and it's like subtitled. It's German subtitles about time travel. I can't figure what's what. It's too hard to keep up with. What are we doing? What are we doing?
German subtitles.
You know how hard it is to keep up with time travel when they're speaking American? They're speaking German. They want me to keep up with time travel?
I learned what eins, fein, drein, fum.
Well, then
I learned that.
Well, you
5 minutes ago, I knew where we were. I don't know now.
Count to 3 in German.
Eins, fein, drein.
Eins, zwei, drei.
Yeah, see?
Yes.
Did you use your thumb?
Drei Gläser.
Because I've seen if you don't use your thumb, it leads
doing
to
it
fighting.
wrong?
Drei Gläser.
Okay.
There's a investor group that is aiming to revive Six Flags. Six Flags is a struggling business for those of you who don't know. Now,
Houston Six Flags?
Six Flags in general, the overall company
that owns some are. I mean, San Antonio's doing fine, but others aren't so much.
But the Six Flags reported the first half of this year. Six Flags reported a loss of $319 million. Things aren't great in the amusement park industry.
It's expensive.
Well, guess who's coming to save them? Travis Kelce. That's right. Travis Kelce, a group that includes Travis Kelce, has accumulated one of the largest ownership stakes in Six Flags Entertainment, and they intend to revive the company. They want to bring Six Flags back to the glory, which all I care about is, can we get some new roller coasters here? I'm cool with that. Like, Six Flags, the Fiesta Texas does do a good job of keeping up with they usually
There's a new ride every year.
Yeah, I like that. They do a good job, and they fix up their old rides. Now my favorite ride at the Six Flags here. Well, now it's this new one. I don't even know what it's called, but it's the one they built a year ago where you you hang off the edge.
Superman?
No, it's
the
new.
Viper. I'm just naming.
It's like the Maniac or something like that. It's crazy. It's very, very good. But my favorite one is the Joker ride, which is like that giant wheel that goes all the way this way,
up and
all the way this way.
Oh, that's a big nope.
I love it. But then I saw what happened to one. They were doing one in like India, and it broke, and the whole thing just went flying and landed. I was like, no.
I don't do roller coasters.
Really?
No,
that's the only reason I go.
I do too. I love roller coasters. I'd own the whole place if the Joker ride broke while I was riding it.
Did you ever ride the Rattler here?
Oh yes, yeah. Now it's called the Iron Rattler. It's not as cool.
I'm talking about the wooden
one
that gave you whiplash.
Oh yeah, I rode the Texas Cyclone in Houston, which was literally a death trap. It was like the world's largest wooden roller coaster,
World's largest death
dude, you get off that ride, and it felt like you were in a car wreck.
What did the
like your
Rattler?
back's out of line.
I think the Rattler took that title.
I think it did
think
too.
it
Yeah.
did at some
So this
point.
was, well, remember when Fiesta Texas opened, Astroworld was closing. So I do think that it became that, and it was the same way. I'm just the Rattler was like you felt like your back was just.
I don't think they do wooden anymore.
An S. No, it's very dangerous. They do in like Ohio and stuff, but at like that Cedar Point, but those aren't owned by a big conglomerate like Six Flags.
Well, I mean,
because
but they're not building new ones, is what I'm saying. You're not going to get on a wooden one anymore.
I would do it just for the thrill.
Well, I just think that that they are so dangerous that you can't. There's some variables there.
Yes.
I remember the Rattler. You could see them swaying. And the wood was moving. Dude, not for me, man.
But Travis Kelce says the chance to help make Six Flags special for the next generation is one I couldn't pass up on.
They just need to bring back that dancing old dude.
That'd be good too.
Yeah.
Well.
From they played.
As soon as he gets
Bengal
out from
Boys,
his pedophilia issues, he's.
I'm sure it's coming any day.
Turn over a new leaf. He was a creepy old dude.
Any day now. I think it'd be better if they served a lot more Carbach at Six Flags. That's what I'll say. And Carbach, you could find it all over San Antonio. They've got something for everybody in their lineup. Right now, there's still a little bit out there in the wild. Is the Carbachtoberfest? I went and got some yesterday. It's still out there, but I don't think it's going to be for much longer. Pumpkin and Lager also available out there. Carbachtoberfest, though, great Oktoberfest, like a Marzen-style, traditional Marzen-style beer. Very malty, very delicious. And if that's not your flavor, no big deal. Love Street, Hopadillo. Love Street's their best seller. That's their Kolsch-style blonde. That's going to be like your entry-level beer, and everybody does seem to love it. Eric wrote the book on Kolsch, and this is his take on it. It is a fantastic beer. Hopadillo is a very hop-forward IPA. And then Crawford Bock is my favorite of the daily drinkers. You can find that pretty much everywhere. Just a fantastic year-round beer. And, again, it's not just in the liquor stores and the grocery stores. It's in a ton of bars and restaurants as well. You're going to find it all over town. So when you're out and about, you're watching football. Hell, now you're watching basketball. Maybe you want to watch something with the Spurs. Make sure you do it with a Carbach.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Last year, we bought over 54,000 cars from your friends and neighbors. Why did they sell us their cars? Because we pay more at GiveMeTheVin.com. And why do we pay more? Because you and I both know that your car is worth more than others will offer you. And your time is worth more, too. I'm John Clay Wolf, and I created GiveMeTheVin.com. Sell me your car faster and hassle-free because you're worth more.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Most of us go to the doctor when we're sick or need prescriptions refilled. But at the Institute for Functional Health, we offer a different and complete version of primary care. This means you will get the medications you need, but we will also put together a custom game plan to fix the root cause and allow your body to heal itself. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we help people get off of medications. Call me for a free consultation, 468-1891, or online at iffhealth.com. You will experience a doctor's visit unlike any you've ever had. 468-1891.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation.
Groundworks, official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Awesome Tickets is your personal ticket broker. Big games, big concerts, big events. Need tickets? Stay local and call Awesome Tickets. Stop paying all those crazy fees on ticket apps. Awesome Tickets has your tickets for all the sports, concerts, any city, any event. Avoid the ticket app fees. Since 1994, Awesome Tickets is local and veteran owned. You deserve Awesome Tickets. Call 210-226-5136 or online at awesometix.com. That's awesome. TIX.com.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm. How can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150-milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
Boo! I'm your old cheap water softener. Trick or treat, I've got news for you. I'm not working again. Some days I just don't feel like it.
Just imagine what the inside of your home's pipes look like with all that hard water. Now that's scary.
Oh yeah, my bad.
I'm Jason at Connecticut Quality Water Softeners of San Antonio and the Hill Country. Don't let your old sporadic water softener ruin your house. Get a Connecticut. A Connecticut system can actually lengthen the life of your appliances, protect your pipes from buildup, and gives you soft skin and silky smooth hair.
Oh, don't listen to him. Stick with me, your old junky water softener. I'm lazy, but cute.
There's a reason Dave Ramsey says a Connecticut is the last water softener you ever own. Call us at 210-656-PURE. And right now, we'll give you a free reverse osmosis drinking station right at your kitchen sink.
Ooh, I'm tired. I need to take another break.
ConnecticutSA.com.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
Michael Carlos from The Current posted on Twitter citing UT San Antonio Center for Public Opinion Outreach.
Yes.
Folks in favor of the new arena, 40%. Those opposed, 46%. Undecided, 14%.
Look, polls can be wrong. They can be all over the place. That is a poll. I'm just saying it's a poll.
It is
it's
a
not
poll.
as scientific as maybe our polls that we do on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, but it is a poll.
No, our polls are the best.
No, of course they are.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We like to party. We like to party. We like to party.
Did that old dude have a name?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm looking at the... Tell me that doesn't make you want to go to Fiesta, Texas. Tell me that doesn't make you want to go.
He's going to tear his ACL doing that. Ooh.
I know the answer, Travis. Kelsey Brothers.
Bring that guy back.
Nah, you just got to get your new wife to go perform a show at every one of those things. And the Six Flags name, boy, I'm investing in that. She does a residency.
Oh, yes.
Like Taylor Swift playing the Starplex.
The clamshell or whatever.
Inside of Six Flags in Arlington. You want to talk about a bottom line improvement.
Oh, yes. Honey, I'm going to need you to do one show a month.
That's all we need, man.
Yeah, and don't worry about paying backup dancers because Bugs and Daffy are going to be your backup dancers.
We got a whole bunch of wannabes working there.
I want to get into the daily lines, but first I got to ask you about this. The newest trend, I think what's going to become a trend in college basketball, it really is the Wild West. Did you read anything about Louisville's newest commit?
No.
Louisville got a commitment from London Johnson.
Yeah, I know who London Johnson is.
He's a 21-year-old point guard.
Mm-hmm. 21.
21, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you'd say, well, why are you getting a commit from a 21-year-old?
He's occupied. He was doing stuff.
He was busy playing in the G League the last 3 years.
But he didn't go to college.
So he's got all his eligibility.
Yeah, modern world.
He was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school. Yeah. He's averaged 10.5 points per game in the G League.
This is fundamentally wrong, by the way. I'm joking. This is we've gone too far. This can't happen. I'm sorry. I know that college players get paid now too, but we can't grandfather backwards. Sorry. You had your shot. The time passed you by. I really do have a problem with this. So now 25-year-old dudes that have been go give scholarships to that, this is where we're going.
Yeah.
There's a place for him. It just ain't at Louisville. Maybe go to JUCO first.
So this isn't the first guy. Thierry Darlin was a judge ruled, or the NCAA ruled that this Thierry Darlin, who played for the G League Ignite, was eligible to play at Santa Clara. He became the first player to obtain eligibility after playing professionally in the G League, and now others are following his lead. This feels.
I don't like this.
Yuck
This is. I get legally. I get that you have the right to go do and be as you please, but fundamentally, this is just wrong.
Yeah.
This has gone too far. And I get pushing the envelope to see how far you can push it to see, but go and getting a grown-ass man who's been playing pro ball for 5 years, and just because he couldn't get into school 4 years ago, and now he can because he's 21 instead of 17.
What?
I'm sorry, man.
What are you judging for, Rob?
Go to a JUCO, then earn your way up. And if you want to be a 25-year-old transfer after going to JUCO, more power to you. But at least you proved you're actually a student and not a mercenary.
Fair enough. All right, let's take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
College football got a couple games. Middle Tennessee is at Delaware. The Blue Hens, 9.5-point favorites. I don't think much of Middle Tennessee. I think they're actually really bad at football. So
they lost to somebody horrible.
Yeah,
by the way.
They are dreadful. So I would Delaware or pass for me. I also like Missouri State at New Mexico State. New Mexico State's a corpse, and Missouri State can actually play a little bit. So give me Missouri State. They're 1.5-point favorites on the road. All right, man. Full slate of NBA action. Cleveland's at the Knicks. That's the first game out of the gate. 6:10 tonight. Cleveland, a 1.5, pushing up to 2-point favorite at the Knicks. I like the Cavs. I don't like the Knicks.
There's going to be some home juice there in Madison
Square
Garden.
There will be.
I'm gonna stay away from that one.
I just feel like the total in that game is 228.5.
Yeah.
This is weird because it's a team that I think is a really good defensive team against a team I think is a really bad defensive team. So I'll probably play a little bit on the Cavs. I may hit the money line -125. Heat are at the Magic. Magic are 8.5-point favorites. It's excessive. I do like Orlando, but that's a big ass number to start the season with. A couple of the dregs of the league, or expected dregs of the league. The Nets +4.5 at the Hornets. I don't know which one of those teams is worse. They're both pretty bad, though.
I don't expect much.
Sixers +3.5 at the Celtics. They're 3.5-point dogs to this Celtics team. I like the Sixers. It's my favorite NBA play today.
Every time I see this, there's something going on I don't know about. That's a dumb line. It doesn't make any sense.
The Celtics are not the Celtics. Raptors +5.5 in Atlanta. Atlanta, another team. I don't really get the buzz on. Everybody seems to love Atlanta. I don't get it. Like, I look at their roster. Who are their players that you're like, oh, this guy's great? It's still Trae Young.
And there's the draft picks have worked out over the last couple of years. They're athletic. And they're in the East. It doesn't take much.
I guess you're right. The Wizards, who McKenzie thinks are the worst team in the league, and he's probably right. They're at the Bucks. Bucks laying 10 points.
Yeah.
On the road. Or no, Bucks are at home, excuse me. Pistons -2.5 at Chicago. I like the Pistons there too. I think the Bulls are a arrow down team, and the Pistons keep on getting better. That's a good team. Memphis 4.5-point home favorites against the Pelicans. I'd be wary betting against the Pelicans while Zion is healthy.
38.5 points, rebounds, assists tonight. That's a pretty good number, I think. I think that's a lot for tonight.
One for every pound he lost.
But yeah, I wonder which skinny player is going to turn out the best early on.
The Clippers are at the Jazz. Clippers minus 10.5 on the road. I say this a lot about the Jazz. The Jazz lose games all the time, but they fight. Like the Jazz rarely get blown out. The last couple years, they've had nothing on their roster, and they're hard to blow out because they
young talent. And Lauri Markkanen is going to be playing for a little while until they trade him. But until they do, they should be all right.
I'm annoyed at this. The Spurs are at the Mavericks, and it's an 8:40 tip-off.
Such is life of a
what
national
team.
Well, when the world wants to see you, when the whole world's lining up to see you, you make them wait, and you do it at 8:30.
Spurs should have played the Trailblazers first game. That would have been a 7 p.m. start. No, maybe that would have been West
Charlotte.
Coast.
Go to Charlotte. And we'll play
yeah. Spurs 2.5-point dogs on the road. You think the Mavericks?
Yeah.
Mavericks still a little too much of a test.
I think Anthony Davis. There's just a little bit of maturity that's going to be playing tonight that the Spurs can't offer.
Timberwolves are 4.5-point favorites on the road in Portland, and the Sacramento Kings 3.5-point road dogs at Phoenix.
They're the worst team in basketball.
The Kings?
I think that by the end of the season, the Kings, due to injury and ineptitude, will be the worst team in basketball.
Huh. Okay. I was going to say maybe I was looking at them as maybe a chance to buy a little low on because I don't think much of Phoenix either.
Oh, no. Well, no, Phoenix is terrible too. But look at where Sacramento is, and there is nothing to be gained by being good this year.
No, there's not. But
they're going to fire their coach. Christie ain't going to survive. They're going to end up having to trade their undersized big man.
Sabonis is out, so it's going to be DeRozan, Levine, Dennis Schroeder, and I guess
it's a bunch of guards.
Russell Westbrook.
You guys could go run around and take some shots.
Malik Monk. Yeah, they're going to be playing DeMar DeRozan at the 5, I'm guessing, tonight is what's going to have to happen. So, yeah, the Kings might actually be pretty bad. Can't disagree with you there. In the National Hockey League, the Association of – oh, well, just kidding.
Out of time.
On that note –
opportunity.
That's it, friends. That's it. Actually, there's 3 games. Devils minus 135 hosting the Wild. Red Wings minus 112 at the Sabres. And Canadiens minus 125 at the Flames. That does it for us today. We'll do it again tomorrow on a small Friday. Jason and Joe, the Blitz. That comes up at 2. Enjoy your day, everybody.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo.